live.
How are you doing?
Not bad, mate. How are you?
Good. It's good to be back. Feels great to be back. You know, it's been, I think, almost 3 weeks now or something to that degree. So
is it?
Feels good. Last one we did was the old Scuddy Pool one. For watch parties.
Really?
So that was the old swing. That was the last time we did a meeting. So yeah.
Wow.
I checked earlier.
It has been a while. We've just been busy with Cardiff and stuff, haven't we? Obviously,
Busy
loads
with Cardiff.
of talk throughout the evening for Cardiff.
100%.
People who are in the chat, by the way, it's not going to be in there. It's not in there. People in the chat, stick your stuff in the chat. Say who's here. Say hello. Say what's going on. And yeah, we can chat about stuff. First one in is always our number one. He's always here first. Hello, Harry. How's it going, my mate? Harry says, I'm going to Sheffield today. Big up, mate.
He was here 2 hours early with that comment, actually, as well, which is mental.
Yeah, that comment was 11 minutes past 5.
He always pops in, Harry, though, even when we're not live. He always pop a comment in if he can't make it. So we appreciate that. But yeah, let us know what you guys...
even watching. He's just...
No, I mean, he might be. But if he's at the stadium and watching us, then that's double bubble, that.
Double.
Hello,
Marie. How's it going? Where are you watching from? Let us know. Yeah, like I said,
just really good. When we did the quizzes and stuff, we had people from all over watching. It was rather crazy, and people from Latvia. I think we had a couple of Latvian fans that were doing the quiz.
Yeah, we love the Latvians.
So that was we are part of Latvia Corner at the Nations, so we are honouring Latvian fans.
Big Andy winning the sec the other day.
He won the sec. He almost made the final in Cardiff. We were buzzing. Big Andy Levenev's fans here.
Big up Darren Brockhurst as well. Hello, Darren. Where are you watching from, mate? Tell us in the chat. I'm just trying to boot the old event up on my telly so we can get a watch party on. But while we're here nice and early, any predictions, guys? I already owe Paulie Jazz a Dishmatic, by the way. So there's a Dishmatic. So if you get the score right in the prediction and it's here in the chat on our stream, you can win yourself a Dishmatic. Great bit of kit. Never use it. So.
Can't go wrong with the Dishmatic. I remember after he won it, I had to explain to Paul what it was. He was like, "What is a Dishmatic?" But yeah, I'm sure once he has it, it will change his life.
So Ipswich have slid down to 4th.
But they're all confirmed now. So the whole state of the Premiership.
But to be fair, if Leicester, who could go top at some point, I think mathematically,
I think it's still the top spots up for grabs for everyone. Yeah, I think.
So if Leicester go top, who are predicted to finish 4th, and Ipswich finish 4th, who are predicted to finish top, we might have the same lineup anyway, which is mental.
I mean, the winner can. So obviously the winner can no longer pick. I mean, that's probably to the positive. You know, you're probably gutted actually because Ipswich this year are sort of the wounded animal going in, aren't they? You probably want to pick them right now. They're probably the easiest ones to go against. Sorry to Paul.
Especially when you've got, Danny King, who's not on the board as much as he was in previous seasons. Adam Ellis injured. Emil Safutinov injured. Jason Keenan Rowe injured. They are really, really unlucky. Let's go to the thing. We got Steve State, one of our competition winners for Cardiff. Met him in Cardiff in the bomber stuff. Big up, Steve. Thank you for continuing to support what we do. Jumping on the YouTube, having a chat in the live stream. That's what we do. No one else is doing it. It's just me and Kingdo.
Good old near Kings Lynn from Marie. So we've got people from all over the UK checking this one out tonight. I don't think Kingston were riding today, are they? They're not away or home, which is, I think it's only Birmingham and Ipswich that are also going on right now because the fixture was the reverse of this earlier this afternoon.
Yeah, because Tom Brennan guested for Sheffield earlier, but is riding for Birmingham tonight. So hello to Tom. Hi, Tom. Regular on the stream as well. Says 51-39 to Sheffield. Not a bad shout. Even a depleted Sheffield maybe had still because they haven't got Ty. Is there a guess for Ty?
They haven't released the lineup. So
to be fair, but
I don't know because they haven't released the lineup yet. So we're going to find out on telly together. So yeah. And a 48-42 to Sheffield. I think people are pro Sheffield. I think Sheffield just really strong at home, aren't they? It's a track that takes a lot of teams a few heats to get going. We saw it with Ipswich that night Emerald crashed. They were literally, it was such a shock. It was that close because normally teams can't get close to Sheffield round the home track.
Well, Ipswich are a different breed. I mean, especially if Emil Suffolk in the lineup as well. Ipswich are a different breed.
Yeah, so it's just I think it's really gutting for them. I don't know how long Kanan's out for. Obviously, that injury happened last week, so he might make it back for the playoffs. Emil was still unknown. He did a bit of practice, I think, in Poland over the weekend. I think Paul was telling us, but obviously didn't make the fixture, so clearly not in the position to come back yet. So I think it's a tricky time. But if they can now win it, Ipswich, as a winged animal, even better.
I forgot the Jilksy's out as well.
Think, isn't it?
Ryder replacement for Ty, Joe Thompson for Jilks. You know what? I really like Jilksy. Top fella. I think Joe Thompson, the Thompson boys, in their form at the moment, having Joe in might be a little bit of a gain for Sheffield if he's in the form he has been in the Championship.
Yeah, congratulations on order as well, because his team won the National Development League the other day. So congratulations to them.
And also, obviously that team is spearheaded by my favourite rider in the world. Big up Vinny Ford if you're watching.
Vinny Ford, yeah. Go back to Jilksy. It's a really bad eye inflammation thing, isn't it? It's horrible what he's got. He's like losing sight in one of his eyes at the minute, which is
you don't really ride around a speedway track with that with no brakes on the bike.
No, absolutely not. So best wishes to him.
Yeah, best wishes to Jilksy. Should I message him, see if he'll come on the show? I doubt if his eyes knackered, but I'll ask him.
Yeah, you may as well, you know. Yeah, I don't know how many times Joe Thompson's gone around Sheffield, but we know he's a trier, so we'll definitely put a shift in.
Oh, he's a trier. Joe Thompson will try.
And we've got
Hallam. It's a little bit harder for Paul last year, but he's a trier.
Still not let that go yet.
No, not that go.
Watch him get double figures tonight. Watch him get double figures tonight just to piss you off.
Nothing against him. Lovely guy. And what I did see when I was down at Plymouth at the weekend, I did see their dad right by the tapes every single lap of every race. He's there cheering them on, every single lap, bringing them home when they come in. Real good support from the dad. I think he's probably one of the top blokes of in the camp for the Plymouth Gladiators. Real top bloke and a real credit to both his sons. Birmingham versus Ipswich is a guest fest. Tell you what, if there's 3 teams not riding though, extra paydays for other people, I'd imagine. Get Tom, smack the guests in the chat here. I could look, but I'd rather interact with everyone. That's what we do. Smack the guests in here and we'll read them out.
Yeah, I think the one thing I always struggle when it becomes a guest fest, when people have a go at that, I think it's better for teams to run meetings and delay meetings. So I think if you can get some good guests in and run the meeting, do it. I think it's a shame for Birmingham to be missing both of their Polish contingent in their final home meeting, but it's unfortunately seems to be the way it's going for them at the minute. And hopefully next year they can have a better year, because having good teams in the Pavlicki's not gone there. Lampard.
Did Pavlicki give a reason why he said he couldn't make the last 2 meetings? Did he give a reason, or did he just
too ill? Too ill. He said due to illness. He didn't feel like he could fly. Yeah, no, I do feel sorry for the Birmingham fans. It's
been going on for a while, hasn't it, Kingdo? That cold he's had.
Yeah, it's
only about 4 months,
isn't it? Yeah, it seems to come on and off as well, depending on certain days. Just a bit bizarre.
Strange one. Right, in the comments, more predictions for tonight's, please. So far, we have 48-42 to Belle Vue. We have 48-42 to Sheffield. Quite a lot of people seeing it quite close. We have 51-39 to Sheffield. I think that's all the predictions we've got. Remember, if your prediction is right, you can win a Dishmatic. The absolute groundbreaking technology when it comes to washing your dishes.
And I'm sure as well we're the only YouTube channel giving away Dishmatics. So, you know, this
probably
is exclusive stuff right
Worldwide here. YouTube exclusive. We are the only people giving away Dishmatics. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. What more do you want from Raw Speedway? That's what we're all about.
Darren says, hey again. Hey, Darren. How's it going, mate? Anybody watching? Smack your comments in here. What's going on tonight? Any predictions? Scores? Who's going to nose it up? Paulie Jarrett says 50-40 to Sheffield. I'll tell you something. He could win a second Dishmatic.
A man needs 2 Dishmatics, you know. You can never have enough.
Then you can have his and hers.
Exactly. Jake Mulford's currently on the screen, who's coming for Connor Bailey, who's given up for the season.
What happened? So Antti Vulas is coming out here. What happens between Antti Vulas and Josh Pickering in the first leg, by the way? Seeing loads of stuff online about Antti Vulas and Josh Pickering having a bit of argy-bargy at the tapes. Apparently there was a bit of gates a bit close and they were knocking elbows and stuff. But Paul says he would donate his second Dishmatic to charity. Hey, Alex, you can win yourself a Dishmatic.
Yeah. No, but I also, just to confirm as well for those watching, if you don't know, Brady Kurtz has ruled himself out of the meeting. So they're just on the parade now, and there is no Brady Kurtz. I don't know if he was riding earlier, but yeah, he's not here today. So that'll be rider replacement at 5 for those guys. Bewley back at number 1 though. It was a weird time to see him at 3, but he's hit form at the right time with 4 Grand Prix coming up in 5 weeks. 100% record in finals. Do you think there is a world we live in, Carl, where he could get to the end of his career and just win every final he's in, and make like 2 or 3 a year?
Do I think he'll win every final he's ever in?
Yeah. Do you think is there a world where that's a possibility? He's 4 for 4 at the minute.
No. I'm sure that will change at some point.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for that, Tom. You have saved us. He's put all the reserves in for us. So
here we go then. Do you want to go for him, Kingo?
So yeah, rider replacement for Pavlichki, Lambert in for Lampard, Lawson replacing Douglas.
I'm guessing that's Simon Lambert and not Robert Lambert.
Yeah. Masters for Sabutinov, Batcher for Ellis, Heaps for Rowe. That Ipswich team, bless them. Bless them. I mean, I'm saying it now. I'm happy for them. It's not a home meeting because I guarantee the numbers will be down a bit with that as your lineup.
Is it like half Leicester going there?
You got Dougie, Masters.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. It's not a bad guess to have, though. I mean, especially on a track like I believe Douglas did quite well around Birmingham when he went there. I don't know if anyone in the chat can clarify that for me.
Well, he just says that Brady Kurtz did ride earlier, but I'm guessing if his leg's hurting or whatever, he's just chosen just to leave it out and give it a miss. But Sheffield are coming out now, and they've gone through the whole team, and then out comes Jack Holder last. But if anybody has more information on the saga between Antti Vulas and Josh Pickering, please stick it in the chat.
Yeah, obviously.
Because I saw some quite volatile tweets from the BELLE VUE contingent.
Oh.
Somebody even mentioned they hope Josh Pickering gets rammed off the road on the way to Sheffield tonight.
Oh, God.
Probably a little bit rash for a bit of elbows at the start. But, each to their own.
It just seems like a little bit far.
Yeah.
Douglas scored 12, but he's not guesting now for us. So you don't want him to score well.
No.
Poor Dougie. Yeah. That's the side of Speedway Internet that's not needed, is it? Like we were like a bit of aggression in our sport, I'm sure, but to say you want someone to get rammed off the road is a bit far.
Yeah, marginally.
Yeah, but I want to know what happened now because I didn't know anything about this. I haven't seen any of this. So
if anybody watching's got a video or a clip of this, it would be Dead Andy. I'm actually going to tweet and ask if anyone's got a clip. So, Kim, if you want to talk shit like you always do,
absolutely. Yeah, I don't know what anyone else thinks, but obviously we're coming down to the playoffs now. Who are your guys' favourites at the minute to win the Premiership? Who do you reckon is going to take the crown by the end of the year? Because it's getting a bit close. All Championship as well. I know we have a massive pool contingent here on the channel and people from other places in the Championship. So put your predictions in the comments, let us know, because it's coming to that point of the year. Obviously, Leicester looking good, but you can never discount Sheffield. Especially, I think those are the 2 that I could think go down to the final if they don't see each other in the playoffs. But yeah, no, it's going to be quite a close one. As well, remember we've had a few predictions in the chat. Get your predictions in the chat as well to win a Dishmatic. Close to, if you get it right, you win a Dishmatic. And like Carl says, they're very useful. Can't go wrong. Can you?
Can you even clean one's chair with it? Alex, are you in a different room tonight?
Yeah, I'm in the front room because it's Eurosport, and you always
I see, because Eurosport you watch downstairs in the living room, and I guess the other stuff you watch up in your office.
Yeah, because I can get BSN on the old laptop, whereas I need the Skybox to watch this. Yeah, because we tried it on Discovery Plus, we were minutes behind. I've banished the rest of the family from the front room for a few hours.
Well, Mum can come and join.
Nah, she's away at bingo tonight, so she's all right.
At the bingo.
Mum's gone to the bingo, so there you go.
Let's hope for a big win for Mumsy. Anything else? We have got content ideas for the Cardiff weekend, but we've got stuff that I don't think really needs it to be out immediately after, and the videos do take a bit longer now that me and Alex are really busy. And for those of you that don't know, Alex is now working for the Speedway Grand Prix.
Yeah, contract is signed. Woo! Going to get a bit busier.
For those of you that do follow regularly, that way, this guy right now is working for Warner Brother Discovery, editing videos for the Speedway Grand Prix. So, big up, Alex. Well done, mate. Really well deserved as well.
Thank you very much.
So the channel
You've reminded me also as well, if you've not seen, we did do a bit of content, but not for our channel. We were on the Pirate Cast, so I know we have a lot of pool fans that are on the channel, but if you haven't seen that yet, go check it out. It's a really good hour-long discussion about Cardiff, British Speedway, slides. There's everything for you. Oh, not the laptop. There's everything for you. So go check it out.
It's all on there. And I'm sure people do know, and it's not really an important factor, but what I found the most amazing thing about Cardiff was people come up to me saying, "Where's Kingdo?" And I say, "Oh, he's over there." They're like, "He's in a wheelchair." I was like, "Yeah, he's in a wheelchair." Yeah, I know, because usually when you see him on the streams and on the videos we do, it's always from like the chest up.
Yep.
And usually he's on a chair or on the sofa.
Yeah, and like I'm never ever in the chair. I mean, the chair's literally over there, but I can't twist the laptop to show you. But it is in the room. I can, it's always baffling when people, don't think that I am. But it's something like you say you wouldn't see.
It's because they don't see you, and it's not a thing to ask. I know sometimes we mention it on here, but apart from that, it doesn't really come up, does it? So.
Yeah, I suppose if you didn't think I was in a wheelchair, some of the jokes that we make to each other would come across a bit harsh.
well, now you're in a wheelchair, they might come across harsher because we are just boy banter of each other. But
absolutely, we're getting ready for heat number 1. Abby's given us a little pre-presentation. Jack Holder versus Dan Bewley, and again, it's great to say things like that in British Speedway now that we get those big riders in heat 1 and stuff. It's a really good idea. Also, Carl Howarth, which round Sheffield is basically anyone really. He's quality around here.
Yes.
He's certainly, I think, was a major component, probably the biggest component in winning the Premiership last year.
Any predictions for Heat 1, people? Stick them in the chat right now before tapes go up. Predictions for Heat 1. I'm going to go for Jack Holder, Dan Bewley, Carl Howarth in that order.
Ditto. That's certainly where I'd go, especially with Bewley off 4. I just reckon that.
Look who's going to go onto YouTube.
Yep.
Hello, Amelia. Thank you for joining in and watching as well. My daughter Amelia. Festival
superhero.
Did I show you the Google thing, Kingdo?
What about a certain
Well, what blows my mind, seriously, is that people actually are Googling me, which is Christ knows why. Some definitely but people are Googling Carlito Speedway and the top 3 things Googled. Actually, do you know what? Without people searching, if you are watching, just a bit of extra entertainment. Can anybody guess what the top 3 things Googled are? Carlito Speedway, and there's one word after. There's 3 things that have been searched for quite a lot. And if you can guess what they are, there's a point. So Carlito Speedway word. When Google suggests this is what's been searched the most, Mason won't say anything because she knows the answer.
I will say that I was shocked.
Ali says painkillers. No, that people are not Googling Carlito Speedway painkillers.
By the way, great start from the Sheffield boys. Carl Howarth actually leads Jack Holder, who leads Bladorn. Bewley got squeezed out into turn 1.
Bewley's miles
out of the picture. Yeah, the track looks a bit damp. Obviously, I think the weather's been a bit shaky around the country today a little bit, so maybe they packed it in a little bit with the water. But it should come good. Sheffield. Yeah, it's been nice up here as well, but I know there's been some rain, some horrible winds further up.
Good team riding here from Sheffield Kingdom, by the way.
I think that's what's really good about what they did this year was they kept the core of the team the exact same. and that's really translated well. I mean, yeah, you've had riders like Gilksy and Edwards that maybe struggled to get as many points as the other team, but you look at Howarth, Holder, Ruffenden, and Pickering, they were all there last year at some point or another, you know? So I think it's worked out really well for them. And I hope it's something that with the new point systems and stuff, we can see more of it where teams kind of get more of a formation and they don't have to chop and change every time.
Yeah. Great team ride. And this is almost dancing from the pair of them.
But yeah, if they were opponents, it would be a great dance.
But that was more like a dance, like a like an in sync dive, properly next to each other the whole way around. Tanya says, "Evening guys, hi Tanya, always on our stream. We love that." Yeah. Tom says, "Are people googling Carlito Speedway earplugs?" Fuck you very much. No, people are not googling Carlito Speedway earplugs. But if you can guess what people are googling the top 3 googled things: Carlito Speedway, and then there's 3 of them that come up as suggested most frequent.
I'm sure that Carlito Speedway Dishmatic's going to come up soon.
It would be amazing. Or Carlito DJ Swing.
Can you imagine if we get sponsored by Dishmatic?
Mate, what a sponsor that would be.
That's what we need.
Mate, that would be the big money sponsorship. Emma says, "Evening, how you doing, Emma? Where are you watching?
Doing, Emma? Good to see you.
Smack it down in there. Tell us where you're watching from."
Yeah.
But anybody, this whole thing we say all the time, it's not a podcast. It's not me and the King just talking bollocks. Well, it is, but
yeah, it is.
Most of it is just
we
together.
Yeah, exactly. Get involved in the bollocks, guys.
But make sure you're smacking all your thoughts in the comment section. Everything you want to speak about, because we bring it all up on stream, and we can all talk about it. Emma, I know you from Andover. Did we recently become Facebook friends? Because I think I know you from Paul. Mills says, "Put your answers down," but no googling the answers. Thank you, Mills, for clarifying the rules.
Mills is putting the hammer down.
She is putting the hammer down. I know who you are, Emma. Lovely to see you on the stream. Thank you for joining us. We say the same thing every time as well, but if anybody ever wants to jump in the stream, you are welcome. This is for everyone. It's not just for me and Kingdo. Me and Kingdo sort of are the backbone of it, but it's for everybody. So if you want to jump on with us on the stream and have a chat as well, you can just put it in the chat. We can send you a link and you can join us.
Absolutely. I mean, we've had some absolutely brilliant guests. We've had some spear riders. We've had Coxey. We've had Tommy T, amongst others. We've had a bunch of people that have
we've had Jamie Lee from Oxford. We've had Paco Castagno.
Both the Paracast boys.
Both the Paracast boys. We've had quite a mixed bunch.
Yeah.
Obviously, William Cairns and Paige as well, which is pretty cool. But
great Hancock there.
Emma says, "I'd love to join one day, but I'm absolutely knackered from Victoria. Got to sit back and I'm knackered." My daughter was at Victorious. I don't know if you saw my social media, Emma, but my daughter was at Victorious and was put on the big screen with her little heart thing she did with her hands. So if you did see,
who was there? Who was like the big music? Who was like the headliners?
Becky Hill, Biffy Clyro,
a
few people. Emma suggests she saw Incredible. Tanya says,
I think that's in reference to the fact that we didn't mention her being on stream.
We just give it away, Kingdo. The top 3 things Googled for, if people type in Carlito Speedway, the top 3 suggestions, the last one is videos, Carlito Speedway videos. So I thought that'd be the first one. The second one was Carlito Speedway age. I'm 34. I'm getting on a bit. Sometimes I look younger in the face. I shouldn't look that much older, but I'm 34.
Yep.
And the top one was Carlito Speedway wife. I don't know if people were like, "What a lucky lady," or people were like, "Who's that bird carrying the flag?" I don't know, but in that order, it is Carlito Speedway video, Carlito Speedway.
Yeah, just so you know, Jake Mulford's had a bike issue, and riders didn't make the 2 minutes. I don't know why the riders are now leaving.
Because they can't even replace him anybody because so we have to go.
They're allowing him to come back out. They're going from 15. So there you go. But no, I want to know: are they googling to find out if you have a wife? Is it like you said that they've seen the lovely Alice?
No. I think are they? Alice is quite involved with me, so at the Grand Prix she comes with me and people meet her there. She jumped on the stream, so they probably just want to know who she is. So nobody cares.
Maybe somebody trying to get lucky with you, find out if you're single or not. Did the old Google check that and wife had started.
If you want to have a bloke that looks like who has the body of a bin liner full of sick, then
still better body shape than mine, mate. Don't you? Still better body shape than mine, mate. Don't you worry.
Nah, you're in shit, my boy. Right, heat number 2. Kingo, run us through it.
So we got Antti Vulas off 1, Edwards off 2. We've got Mulford off 15 metres, kind of taking the gate 3 position, and we've got Joe Thompson off the outside gate. I'm backing Vulas for this one. I tell you what, he's a good little get for them. Obviously, working some points. He's made the start. He's trapped it well, and I tell you what, though, Edwards are going to try and get around the outside, but Vulas has got the line well, though. Actually, I'm always scared after the last live we did around here. Them just going out to the dirt line, I now kind of get a bit of fear in me.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's only going to get worse. Yeah, I know it's only going to get further up as we go on. We had a bit of an issue with the camera there on Edwards. He's currently wearing the helmet cam. Tell you what, Edwards put the shift in though. He's going in the dirt.
Edwards is having a go, mate, already. I think he looks quicker than Vulas and smoother. I'll tell you what, he's going on the outside.
Vulas had a look there, realised he was. Vulas had a look, realised he was there, and went, no, thank you. But Edwards comes on the outside. Edwards has got him.
Edwards is quicker.
Oh,
he can't quite get past them. They're neck and neck. Edwards going around the outside on turn 2 in the final lap. Edwards on the outside, like side foot up. Edwards past him. Brilliant, Jason Edwards. Jason Edwards comes into first. Jason Edwards first, Antti Vulas second. Third was Joe Thompson, and at the back was Jake Mulford. Because it's a 4.
Also, race that was good crowd in tonight at Sheffield as well. It normally is pretty good, but it looks incredible tonight. That bank holiday crowd doing good numbers. But yeah. Whew. Good
race then for Jason Edwards to be passing on Heat 2 as well.
Yep. It's good for him as well because obviously Sheffield took a risk with having 2 young Brits at reserve this year. And I think in the home fixtures it's worked out quite well. I think away they both admitted that they've struggled, but both younger lads and they both got more to do in the sport later on. So that's the main thing. Hello, Michelle. How are you finding it? Just got back in from Manchester. How was the meeting, by the way? Maybe Michelle can add to what happened with Vulas and Pickering.
Yeah, we have asked this, Michelle. Have you seemed to have a rogue clip of what happened to Vulas and Pickering? I know the Belle Vue fans are ever so it's not like Belle Vue fans to be salty at all, but they are pretty salty about the issue with Antti Vulas and Josh Pickering. But Josh Pickering has been on absolute fire recently. So
I'll tell you what, that'll make this tasty when they have to go up against each other today. That could make it a bit interesting. When they have to go up against.
I don't think Vulas was particularly. I think Vulas was giving it back as much as Pico was giving it as well, from what I've seen. But
well, Vulas, Pickering's quite a character, and Vulas is young, and he said that neither of them will want to be.
How old is Vulas?
Bested. 22, 23. I'll Google, but I know he's a younger Finn.
We got it here. So Pink Tuck says she didn't film it, but Vulas was very close to the line and elbowed Pickering, and then Pickering aggressively elbowed him back. Oh, I see. So it was a bit of 6 of one and a half a dozen to the other. I know Paul Jazz likes that comment from me when I say that.
Yeah, 25 actually. So he's not as young as I thought. Obviously, he's only just come over to the UK, so
he has.
I thought he was a bit younger, but he's only 25 years old. Oof. Yeah, but I'll tell you what, we got for our pool fans, we got Ben Cook here off the outside gate.
Oh
God! Oh God!
Oh God!
How can you mistake Ben Cook for Vulas? Ben Cook's tiny.
I mean, their bikes are the same colours, aren't they?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh, that's also it's a good end to the story. Unless you're an angry Twitter mob as well. Michelle's put there's a good end.
To be fair, though, as long as no one's hurt, a bit of argy-bargy like that, it just makes the meeting a bit more tasty, I think.
No, like I said, I don't, we've had this conversation before. We loved it at Manchester, the atmosphere for the nations, how it was not hostile, but it was fun, it was playful.
It was playfully hostile.
It wasn't proper. Even the Poland fans were clapping the rest of them trying to egg them on, so it's all important. So, yeah, I'm with you. I think we talk about how the sport evolves. I think we need the crowds to realise that a bit of Argy
Thoughts
bargy,
on
if you put it
Argy
into the best
Bargy?
word,
Thoughts on Argy Bargy
is good.
in the chat. Put your thoughts on
Yep.
the Argy Bargy in the chat. Anyway, heat number 3. We're now at 51-51 on the aggregate. Tigers 9-3 up. We have Josh Pickering off the inside, off gate 1, off gate 2. I missed the actual lineup.
David Lindsay, it's Lindsay,
David
it's
Lindsay off 2,
Holder,
then Chris
it's
Holder
Cook.
off 3, and Ben Cook off 4. Let's go.
Well, Ben Cook off 4 could be a shout here.
Ben Cook must be one of the fastest progressing riders in the world. Gotta be. You got to remember a couple of seasons ago, Paul, he was a reserve.
Great
He's
start from Lindsay. Yeah, I tell you what, all red lights are on. I think that's a bit harsh. I thought Lindsay kind of got that bang on, personally.
Emma says, did you see Adam Roy in surgery? Yeah, I think he's just had the pins out rather than having surgery. I don't think he's had surgery gone in. I think he's had material taken out, from what he told me earlier. So
look at this again.
I reckon he's got a perfect start.
I reckon that's harsh.
I reckon that's very harsh.
I don't know if you've got a closer angle, though.
If he gets a warning.
He shouldn't do. But this is only the issue with things like, oh, here we go. This is the perfect angle.
Perfect.
Oh, it's perfect. If the referee is,
then he just moves. I can't see him moving.
I think.
Did he move? Did he not?
Get involved.
I don't think he moved, and I don't think he'll get a warning.
He shouldn't do. Sometimes, referees commit mistakes, but hopefully in those situations they don't actually penalise the rider if it's their mistake.
No, usually if it's their mistake, they let it go.
Yeah. Simon said wearing a...
I was actually sat next to the ref in Plymouth the other night, and he was actually explaining his decisions to me as he was making them in great detail. It was a really, really interesting perspective to have. And I wonder if one day with ROWE Speedway we could do a live cam with the ref. I think that'd be really cool.
I'd be up for that. I think that'd be really interesting.
Even if we sit you in with the ref, you can have ref cam and just we can flick back to you and discuss it. Because it was really interesting. Actually, I think that would curb a lot of the haters of the decision sometimes.
Just get me on the buttons, mate. That would stop all the hate.
Yeah, Ali Bev says, not wrong with that start. Completely agree. I thought that was a brilliant
100%.
start. From Jarman Lindsay.
Tell you what, though, it's interesting that the aggregate score has already been clamped back by the Sheffield Tigers. And without Brady Kurtz, I don't know what's happened to
them. Super strong at home. I mean, we haven't even got to Brady Kurtz's race yet, have we?
Nope. Obviously, they can't use Dan in 13. So who do they put in at that point? Do they save someone like a Lindsay for that heat?
Yeah, probably Lindsay, I expect. Or Ben Cook if he's going well.
Oh, yeah, or Ben Cook. Yeah, that's the good thing is that Ben Cook and Lindsay are firing. Here we go. They're about to get ready for heat number 3 again.
Here we go.
Great start from Pickering that time.
In absolute pure Speedway style, the Tigers have come out on a 5-1. And Pickering was actually
they are, and also
I feel for Belle Vue there. I very rarely say that, but I feel for Belle Vue.
Yeah, it's that. It's just the way Speedway works, isn't it? You never get one of those things right. It's very rare that you can make a start twice. And it's unfortunate. Oh, well, Pickering locks up there, almost goes off the bike. He's fuming at himself. He did a little nod there. I don't know whether he's lost a bit of the bike or whatever.
We are watching on Eurosport. Tanya.
You're watching on Eurosport, yeah.
You're asking.
Did they guess what people were searching for?
No, nobody guessed. Someone said earplugs. And somebody said
meds.
And somebody said painkillers.
Jesus Christ. But no, I think that's another definitive 5-1. It's going to be 14 points to 4.
That would have brought the meeting right back as well. I feel a bit for Belle Vue there. Yeah. I mean, if that had been a 5-1, it would have completely turned the meeting around and made it a lot more competitive. But you do. It is Speedway, isn't it?
That's just sport, isn't it? That's the beauty of Speedway. It happens. I think that's probably the most interesting thing about the sport is that the start gets redone. It gets wiped entirely. It's not like a little blemish on your record, like in Formula One. You have to go do it all over again. And speaking of painkillers, there you go.
Yeah, the sooner this infection, my wisdom tooth goes away, the better, because it is agony.
Yeah. I know. I don't know how you're doing it, mate.
Yeah, it's not
Crazy,
nice,
still.
but it is what it is.
At least you got Polly the pirate parrot with you, keeping you company.
Doing
Yeah, I
Pete.
did Lindsay get a warning. Is it Pete? I thought, is it Pete? I've messed it up. I've brought shame to myself.
Pete.
Yeah.
Pete the Pirate Parit. Tom said, did Lindsay get a warning? I'm not sure. I would like to know.
Yeah, I don't know because we have to have the television on mute for copyright purposes. So
Yeah,
can't
otherwise
tell
we
you.
will get bollocked.
We will get bollocked. I've seen that we have a Speedway superstar in the chat though.
Oh my God, how did I miss him? How you doing, Triggs?
Hello, mate. I spent a lovely Saturday afternoon with Ben Trigger before the Grand Prix. We had lunch together. It was fantastic. Hopefully when we get him on, we can have it. Yeah, there's what 6 of us. It was like a massive. It was great.
I did speak to Trigger about coming on, but he had quite a busy schedule, and I didn't want to have him sort of in the van on the way and put him off or anything like that. I think that's bad for riders to be off put for a meeting. Kingdom, do you want to go do the lowdown for Heat 4?
Yeah, absolutely. We got Joe Thompson off 1, Jake Mulford off 2. Carl Howarth comes in the rider replacement for Woofenden, and Norik Bladorn comes in as the rider replacement for Brady Kurtz. So yeah.
Yes, Nori.
I don't know how we can be way ahead, Tanya. I think you must be behind, if I'm honest, because we're on live television. So I don't think we can go any further ahead.
After watching podcast, I think you need to be a speed promoter car. Not promoter in the sense of like a promoter, like who owns a club, as it were, or runs a club. I'm not qualified for that at all. But as regards to promoting the sport, like a nightclub promoter, like I've been doing for the last nearly 20 years anyway, I hope to have a bigger role in that sort of thing in 2025. I certainly do a lot more with the British Grand Prix than I do with a lot of stuff because I've got quite a close relationship with Discovery. So hopefully next year I can do all I can because a lot of stuff me and King have been pushing does seem to work quite well and get quite a lot of attention and draw good eyes, reduce haters, and bring in the lovers as well. Triggs says, didn't realise on TV tonight. I just put it on. There you go, mate. You're on a bit of a brute. Oh, that was a jump.
That was a jump start, but it's a called back. Doesn't look like it.
That is absolutely ridiculous. I'm sorry. That's awful.
How has that been allowed to happen? 2 races.
I'm going to turn up a bit for a minute. If it buffers anyone's sound, let us know. But that is dreadful.
That is horrific.
Was an absolute jump start if I've ever seen one.
Howarth has gone miles up the road. I mean, Bladorn is closing in on Jason Edwards. He's going to go for a move here, hopefully, with a lap to go. But if not, Belle Vue.
I do sort of want to look on Twitter for what the Belle Vue fans are going through at the moment because he must be having kittens. Put it that way.
I don't think obviously, we knew both teams were depleted, but we didn't expect this. I'll tell you what, though, Bladorn's going to go up the inside of Edwards here. Brilliant move. Edwards got caught on the mid-track. He's going to come back at him, though, but I think Bladorn just in the right bit of the dirt. There's a bit of damage limitation, but Carl, it's going to be 18 points to 6 after 4 races.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Let's see that coming.
Yeah. I need to work out the start again because it was either perfect and we thought it was a jump, but
I can see
it
now.
a jump to me. Start. Yeah, look a jump to me.
Ben says he was watching on Discovery or Eurosport.
Eurosport, mate.
Discovery's definitely behind. Yeah, we are on Eurosport.
I used to be a Discovery man, and then we started doing the streams. I've had to use the old Skybox to watch it. But yeah, do you know the reason that they streaming services are behind live telly is because of betting purposes?
Is it really?
That's why. Yeah. Let's do with betting.
There you go. I'm going to turn me light on it because it's a little bit dark here.
Yeah. That's all right. I closed the blinds beforehand, so we didn't have any light variation because I couldn't be bothered doing it later on. But no, guys. What do you guys make of the start? Are we just being a bit over the top? But to me, it just looked like it was a bit of a naughty one. Either way, if you're a Sheffield fan, I don't really think you'll care if you get away with one, to be honest. But yeah, that to me it's going to be a tough hill for Belle Vue to climb now.
King, did you see the start again?
Yeah, it looked a bit naughty to me, mate. if I'm honest.
I mean, it can't. Surely Lidsey's was cleaner than that.
I'd say that it's very close, this one, but I would say that it's more of a jump than Lidsey. So if Lidsey has a warning
I'll put it back and
and
have a look.
Howarth doesn't get one, then I think that's a bit off. But it's close.
Here we go, right. Oh, it's the same, isn't
Yeah,
it? Exactly the same as
it's the exact
Lidsey's.
same.
Literally exactly the same thing.
That's why I say if Lidsey gets a warning and he doesn't, I think that's wrong, personally.
Yeah, Tom, I completely agree. I think a consistency from a referee should be that was exactly the same as Heat 3, in my opinion. But what do I know?
Exactly. But yeah, it just
Going forwards.
yes, the 90s.
We'll go back a little bit.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s. Years, mate. Did you see any in the 90s?
I can't wear caps though, so I can't really take the mic.
You can't.
You've seen it.
Do you know what, Ali? I thought the same when I watched it back. But I think when I first saw it, I think it was very similar to Jarman Lidsey. I think it was almost a carbon copy of exactly what happened to Jarman Lidsey. So unlucky for Belle Vue.
Yeah, I just think that it's one of those things where, like I say, as long as the consistency is the same, if Lidsey ends up with the warning, I think that's wrong. If Lidsey got away without a warning, then I think it's all good.
It's like the saga with Tom
it's a shame
Brennan.
that they got.
It's like the saga with Tom Brennan when he was excluded for putting the pressure on. Who was it? Women Birmingham.
It was Riss.
Yes, Riss.
Was that Riss?
And then at Poole, when he put the pressure on.
I wasn't there. Oh, yeah, no, we wasn't on telly. I don't know.
But when he did the same thing, he was excluded for that as well. So it's a similar sort of thing, isn't it? Trick says, Brum are looking all right tonight. Maybe you went on the cards for them. I think they've been fucking unlucky, mate. I think Brum have been really unlucky. And I honestly, and I hate to put the blame on anybody, and I don't get involved in any of the hate bullshit ever. But you got to put a bit of that on Pavlicki. I mean, he's been so inconsistent.
Yeah.
He's when he shows up, he's been shite, been awful. Does well in the Polish Championship, and then comes over here and gets nothing. Like, I don't think his head's
rides in the sack as well.
What do you think, Kingdo, for Birmingham? Because outside of Pavlicki, when you think of the backbone, I know Worrell's been out, but Worrell's a consistent rider. Brennan, Lindgren, Zach Cook. Mate, it's a good side.
Yep. My entire thing on the Pavlicki thing is that don't sign if you're not going to commit. I get that in terms of, the importance of contracts and stuff, but yeah, Britain's number 2. But if you've got the world number 2 committing every week riding,
exactly,
you can do it. He's busy. Like, that's not me just saying, Lindgren's up here, Pavlicki, but I'm saying, why commit to a club if you don't want to ride from? Just leave earlier in this, because if he left earlier in the season, I'm just saying this point. If he left earlier in the season, couldn't be bothered. They could have got a replacement in. That's my thing. Is that if he really didn't want to do it, he could have left. That's just kind of where I go.
His average has fallen so much, Kingdo. It's like, what's his average at the moment?
Oh, I don't know, because he did get out of reserve, didn't he? Yeah, he's now at 2, so he's gone up a little bit, but I don't know what it's changed to.
But on the subject of referees and decisions. Triggs, what happened the other night with when you went past the ref one-handed? Was it because, from what I gathered, the green light come on, the tapes went up almost instantly? Is that what was the same thing for you? Because I thought, fucking hell, those tapes went up quick, mate, proper quick. By the time you looked down at the magnet, they're gone. And I saw you protesting to the ref. Could you clarify?
Did the championship use the automatic timer?
No.
Or is it referee's button?
Referee's button.
Cool. We apologise for the technical fault on the Eurosport screen. So we've done another Eurosport watch along when the technical faults are in. By the way, Tom has just put in the chat for those watching with us. Lidsey did get a warning, which I think is a bit unfair. Oh. And Triggs has a
Pavlicki's average is 4.89. Mate,
surely with him in the team, do they not have the space? Oh God, yeah, that is tough.
That's
It's
lower
tough.
than Worrell, Zach Cook, lower than Victor Lampard.
Whereas I think Lampard's,
But
what I would
Toff's on
say is
4.09.
a positive.
Than that.
Yeah, obviously, I don't know the plans for Birmingham next year at all, but I really hope that Lampard is part of their plans. I think he's been really good for them. I think he's dedicated himself. You can tell he's on the bike. He's trying. Has he had some difficult nights? Sure, but he's also not ridden the small English tracks before, and I think he's given a good go of himself. And I think he's always been there. I think he is legitimately ill at the minute as well, and properly not feeling great, so he's not there tonight.
I think he's actually done a bit of progression as well, King Day.
Yeah, well, I think that's the important thing, right? I know we say, oh, we want the really good riders in the UK, but sometimes when they first come over here and do crap, people on the internet will slam them. But I think someone like him, if you get Lampard, the fans love him, he'll be here for a few years. He's only going to get better. What is he, 22? He's my age, right? 23? Something like that. So for me, I just think, let's get these younger Polish riders in, because there was half a decade to a decade when no Polish riders were coming over. What was the last big Polish rider to be here? Magic Inoski before?
Probably Magic, yeah.
Like, there's a gap. You know, we didn't have the Smarslicks apart from Birmingham for one. So if we can get the younger generation of Poles in now, we can really get some exciting riders over and hopefully keep them when they get better. Because British Speedway is only going to get better, guys. I still do believe that. We said it on the Pirate Cast thing. I have full faith. So
there was a time in which actually the Polish boys would send over the young Poles over here because they said it was good for them to learn in the tight technical tracks. So, you know, when you look at the SGP2 for the last couple of years, the one round we've had so far has been 3 poles, and last year the overall was 3 poles. These guys are hot young talents. We need to be getting them over 100%. But Triggs has cleaned it up for us. He says the green lights were on, I'm going to turn and then turned off, then back on again. Yeah, I saw that, and then the tapes went straight up. I did see that. I did think it was something to do with the tapes. It was a bit of a kerfuffle. And he said the ref said after the race that he made a mistake and should have been rerun. Well, at least he's honest. What'd you do, like Speedway in it?
Yeah, how did you find being down in old Devon, Carl? Down in my end.
You know what, mate? The stadium, it's not a stadium, is it? Like, it's more like a grass track. I mean, it's got temporary facilities and stuff. As a facility, there's not a lot going for it. But like I said to half the people that are there, half a lot of pool fans and stuff are saying, you know, the phrase "this is a shithole" and stuff like that. But the thing is, if we had 20 more of them scattered across the country, we'd probably be in a better place as a sport. So I'll tell you something. I have heard, and if they're watching, it might be embarrassing for me, but I have heard a mixed bag of things about Plymouth and Mark Phillips. But for me, he was mustard. Friendly, welcoming, good laugh, man of his word. Couldn't say a bad thing about them. They were very welcoming, good people. And if you are in the area, go and check out the Coliseum. It's a little bit different to what you used to, but
I need to get myself down there at some point.
It's not a bad evening. I mean, they had, you know, I'm not going to say exact numbers, but they had good numbers there the other night. Granted, probably a lot of them were probably there only for the Pirates, but Plymouth, I think, and another thing I said, and I stand by this, some evenings, watching Ben Barker around Plymouth is more entertaining than watching half the Grand Prix field run a Grand Prix track. Would you agree?
I would say what I was going to say to you as well. When you were talking about, if there were 20 more Plymouths, it'd be good. The one thing I like about British Speedway, and I do mean this, is that we have such a variation of tracks. And that means some riders don't like it, but as a viewer, I think I love the fact that you have tracks like Manchester and you have Plymouth. So I like the fact, people go, it's gate and go. But sometimes that means you get real jeopardy at Plymouth because, say, for example, the scores are, I don't know, there's 8 points in it with 3 heats to go. Like, you need your riders to gate. It adds to the drama. It's a different kind of viewing experience. But yeah.
If Smarslick got off the track last at Plymouth against 3 of their regulars, say Dan Thompson, Ben Barker,
Joe Thompson,
someone more mid-pack, Dan Thompson, Ben Barker and Smarslick. Dan Thompson, Ben Barker outgates Smarslick in the first turn. I can't see Smarslick passing him on a track that small.
No, we can't. Heat number 5, though, we got Bladorn, Chris Holder, Dan Bewley, and Josh Pickering. And it's looking like a set fair 3-all at the minute. Unless Bewley can now get in the dirt and hunt Holder down. But Holder is in a different postcode, to be honest. And Pickering's already in the dirt. Pickering's about to go around the outside of Bladorn here. He's got him as well. It's set to be another heat advantage to the Sheffield Tigers as things are standing.
Tell you what, Picco's coming down on Bewley as well. Horse there?
What was that?
I said, is there a horse there?
Sorry about that. Quick tick.
Oh,
I'll tell you
Bob,
what,
pick up inside of Bewley!
Bewley's I think Bewley's stalled or something. Has he got a puncher?
Bewley slowed up.
Oh, what is going on for Belle
What
Vue?
the fuck is going on for Belle Vue, man?
Yeah. No,
I think the cameraman thought that was the end of the race. He's looking at it
Bewley.
in the race. But it's going to be enough.
What's going on. I don't know what's going on, but I tell you what, it's going to be a party in Sheffield tonight.
It's going to be.
Because I tell you what, it's good that Belle Vue had this lock out the way now. Because it's going to be a rough night, I feel.
23-7, boys. Going back to the comments, we said Ali Bev says Plymouth is very basic, but the staff, but friendly staff and fans, very tight, tricky track. What I found was, and my wife actually said to me, because she was out watching the Pirates with the NRD boys and all that lot, and Plymouth probably has the youngest crowd of any track in the UK I've been to. And
really?
One lady there actually said it could be because it's a Saturday night, because they've got Speedway on a Saturday night. It's almost like you can almost potentially go out for like pre-drinks at Speedway. See what I mean, Kingo?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I think that'd be the best night out of my life.
Imagine if Poole Speedway, or I say that as a Poole fan, by the way, is a local to Poole, or Sheffield have Speedway on Saturday nights. Like, I'm guessing if it's a big city like Sheffield, it clashes with football. It's a bit of a pain. But if you're a place like Poole, or Plymouth as such, it's Saturday Speedway sounds pretty good to me if you're in the championship.
Especially because I've been to Poole, I can say it. But like, there's a lot of pubs around Poole as well. There's a lot. You're near close to Bournemouth. If you did want to catch some Speedway, get on the train, go on the night out, you could do. Like, it's not. It's quite a nice thing to do. I'm not saying that you should. It's Wednesday, so you're working well for them. But I think it would be a really cool option. Like people treat football matches as pre-drinks, for example, and that's at 3:00 in the afternoon on Saturday. So it works that way.
Poole's a great holiday destination as well. So
it's always been beautiful when I've been down there. I've been very lucky with Poole weather.
We've been all right.
We've been lucky. But yeah, no, I tell you what, mate. What does Mark Lemon and his team do now to try and get back into this? This is not like it's tough because Bewley looked all right there, but was it a bike issue? I don't know because he was still going, but he didn't stop. So I don't know if he had a puncher or something.
Come outside, Kingdom. I'm just going to open my window. It's stuffy in here.
That's all right. No worries. I'm going to kind of look at the replay again. I don't know if you guys as well. I don't have the commentary on, so if there are any updates, please do let us know. But yeah, to me, it's I don't. Did he run out something over because he was still under power? I don't know. I don't know why he's looking behind him as well. Check the Bladorn's there. Yeah, his wheel was bumping. He's got a puncher. His wheel was bobbing up and down proper. He's got a puncher to me. But I don't know.
Hang on, they're down his bike now.
This has been a tough start for you, Lemo. Dan Bewley just had a right box as well.
Yeah, not ideally, I understand. Obviously, the game conditions, obviously referring to the inside gates, having an advantage. Game 4 hasn't been so good. There's 15 heats of racing. We need to really find a better groove. But yeah, around you.
I don't think they have any clarification on what happened to Bewley's bike.
No, that's what I was thinking.
I was trying to listen to what Lemo was saying, big damage. Oh, we are.
Right now.
How is Dan? Did he manage to have a word with him? Because picking up no points, I know he had mechanical problems in that last one, but it's not what we expect to see from him.
No, these things happen from time to time in motorsport, but he's confident in his spare bike, so hopefully that's going to be good.
Okay, so there was a bike issue there. It wasn't.
Yeah, they're warming up the second bike, so I don't know if it's something. It's not a puncture because they're warming up the second bike. Ali Bev says I could bring 3 to Poole if it's Saturday. Yeah, that's the thing. Saturday is a cool day for the the socialites of the sport would be good.
I think for the younger crowd, Saturday worked really well. I think that's the balance of it, Carl. We were talking about how do you make Speedway for younger fans, but you also need to integrate the older fans.
The older people, what do they have to do on Saturday, which they don't on Wednesday?
Exactly, I agree.
So,
Tom, I know that's a comment.
Championship Speedway on a Saturday would be brilliant. Would it be marvelous?
Yeah, I think I don't see why not, especially because the main chunk of Speedway runs out of the football season as well. You know, unless, it's a capitalised market.
Anybody in the chat, if you are watching now, we have got quite a lot of people watching now, by the way. If you are a Championship Speedway fan, would you prefer it to be on a Saturday? You know, would it be a problem for you on a Saturday? Do you do other things on a Saturday? Would a Saturday be good for you? Stick it in the chat. Tell us how you're feeling and write down there somewhere.
Right, here we go. Heat number 6 is Jack Holder, Bewley. No points so far, rider replacement. Carl Howard and Anthony Vulas. So this originally would be Brady Kurtz. Well, I wonder, similar to the Workington fixture we did with Paul, do you reckon
sorry to interrupt you. Why does that say that Jack Holder's had 1 ride and 2 points?
Because he has had 1 ride and 2 points. He came second.
He's 6, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of flipping Chris, and I.
Yeah. You're mixing it up, but yeah, like I think could this be something to like Workington meeting when we had the BSM boys with us, where Royno said if Zishki was in the fixture, it would have been entirely different. If Kurtz was here for Belle Vue, do you reckon score would be anywhere near the same? Do you reckon that 7 in the pits could cheer the team up a little bit? Because I tell you what, it is an entirely different prospect without your number 5 and your captain inside.
Yeah.
I hope he's okay as well, because we're having a big depleted thing for the playoffs right now, and he's really good in the UK, Kurtz. Probably one of the most underrated riders, in my opinion, across the continent, if I'm honest.
Fanta, please. I've been tapping my cup at my door. I forgot to fill my cup up, by the way. Here we go. Green lights up. Let's go. Beauty fires out.
Not Brady Kurtz. Bewley's fired out. But I tell you what, he's been trapped again this time by Jack Holder as on for another heat advantage for the Sheffield Tigers right now.
Oh my God, House coming inside of Bewley.
Oh, Bewley's got to go really wide every time they go deep in 3.
He's pushed off a bit, but Howarth was close there.
Every time you see a rider go into 3 and 4 deep now, I just going to get flashbacks. I'm like, oh God.
I don't think there's anybody in this side who has got quite the bottle of them also for Tinove.
No, not at all. Maybe a Brady Kurtz. Brady Kurtz does like the dirt. If Brady was there, I'd maybe say him. Or if Tate was still in the team, Tate would absolutely do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Tate would absolutely go for it. But this again is a set fair for a 4-2. Tell you what, this could be no one's under the Dishmatic, Carl. Nobody predicted this.
Well, somebody did have a high to Sheffield.
There you go.
Belle Vue is still stuck in the single digits, which is
after 6 heats.
27-9 to the Tigers. Let's
It's
go through the
crazy.
comments. We have this one fella who did predict a really, really high score. Thanks, honey. Someone said 51-39 to Sheffield.
Yep.
I mean that might be generous to Belle Vue at the moment.
Yeah, they haven't won a heat yet.
It's
crazy.
Brett Furlow
Brett.
Comment says, hello guys, how you doing tonight? We're good, mate. Just watching the stream. Sheffield absolutely battering Belle Vue, which we didn't expect it to be this one-sided. But how you getting on, my friend? Are you well?
Yeah. Lovely to meet you at the Nando's in Cardiff.
He was down at Paulden on the Wednesday as well.
Yeah. Crazy. But no. This meeting card's a different gravy. Tommy said a right house on Saturday. Good crowd levels. Switching midweek crippled the club. Oh, alongside. Again, it's tough though, isn't it? Do you look back and go changing the day?
But again, Rye House is another place where you weren't really conflicted with football because there's not a Rye House football club, is there?
No.
So I guess it was better on a Saturday there. Paul would probably survive on a Saturday, I'd imagine. But if you look at the rest of the championship, Glasgow, I don't think would be as good on a Saturday because they've got 2 football teams.
Do they not run Saturdays sometimes? I'm not making that up. I feel
Fridays,
like they do. Is it Fridays? Am I mixing up my weekends? Yeah.
And all the Scottish, mate, they go out on the Friday, get absolutely sausage at the Speedway, and probably stay up and go out of the football.
Yeah. So you what? Surprised that Steady's wearing a gilet of sorts there because it's quite warm. I assume it's quite warm with him running around a lot, but he must be the happier of the two managers by far. It's just crazy. But no, I don't know. I think Saturday Speed would be good. I think changing the model of how it works would be interesting. But again, not a lot of clubs will take the risk at the moment. And why would they? It makes sense for them not to. And Tanya said
Tanya
Twitter's
says
so
about-
negative tonight.
I got to see this, I'm afraid. I got to go on my phone and have a look because it does
I
make
really-
me have a little bit of a laugh.
I really hope they're not complaining about the quality of the meeting because what can Eurosport do to what do they want them to fix the meeting so it's more interesting? Like, what do they want? It's live sport. Oh yeah, let me know, mate. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm going to have a look on the old Twizzler a minute, see what's going on. Thanks, Honey.
Yeah. Tell you what, does this change Sheffield's mind though? If they top the charts and they get Belle Vue, do you pick them? You can't pick them anymore, can you? You can't. No, you can't do that anymore. Ignore me. That was the old rules. We've changed them now.
It's live stream, what? No! Idiot. My kid's going, is the live stream done? No, that's why we're still here with the microphone and the camera on. Jackass. Running Pickering.
Running Pickering. Josh Pickering. Yeah, guys. I don't. Again, I really hope people won't come out on the quality of the meeting because that would suck. But it's Speedway fans on Twitter, so.
I'm just trying to have a look.
But Tanya's giving us a little bit of an update, but yeah, it's just.
Yeah, I can't find anything too dramatic. What's Tanya said? The racing. Why Abby? Why do people go for
What's Abby
Abby?
done?
Mate, I tell you what.
Abby's fantastic.
She is one of the nicest ladies you could ever meet, honestly.
Yeah.
And the people who say shit about Abby don't have a clue what they're talking about. Because she is a consummate professional. I'll tell you what, I've seen some people, I'm not going to name names, that are not involved with the television broadcast, who do a bit of the presentation side. And I think you've got nothing on Abby. She's really good, really lovely person. And I don't know why they hate on Abby.
I'll tell you what as well. A big high up sport wanted her and she declined to stick with Speedway. So I know that for a fact. So there you go. She genuinely loves it. She's learned. She's trying her best. And I think she's really good. Like I think she's really enthusiastic. I think she's there for the new viewers who maybe haven't been a part of Speedway their entire life. I think she's fantastic. I think she's wonderful. And the riders seem to really like her, and most of the fans do as well. So I don't think why they hate on her.
It's the shittiest 1% that get the loudest voice, isn't it?
Yeah, because the people that have no reason to comment because they're not bothered by it, they don't. Whereas the people that are bored and can't be asked,
Let's go Heat 7.
Facebook and Twitter.
Liddsey, Holder, Cook, and
Joe Thompson.
Rulas.
Joe Thompson, isn't it?
No, isn't it?
Fulas rides for Belle Vue, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, must be.
I can only tell because he's got the little checkered flag of the bottom of his Plymouth Cavaliers in the bottom. There you go. But Jack Holder is in a different league, mate.
Yeah, Joe Thompson. I think you can safely say it's going to be a 3-0. Tony says we could do a lot worse. Doesn't Ollie on comms? I like Ollie on comms. I think Ollie's good. I think it's nice for Calvin to have somebody to bounce off of. I think he does really well like that.
Yeah, I think the issue of people having a go at Calvin when he started doing it on his own is that you have to realize this man, his entire career, doesn't want to bounce off of. So when you put him on his own, he's now got to fill gaps that he initially never had. And that is entirely different. He's not got to talk for 4 minutes rather than talking for 20 seconds. Someone takes over for 10 seconds, he goes back, which is how Speedway commentary works. He lost that for a little bit. And that's why, do you know what? I don't even remember this car. I remember when they had like riders come in for one season. They'd have riders that weren't busy. But I know Pickering did it a few times.
I think he's done it this season, isn't he?
Yeah, I think Bewley did it as well. And you can tell they all love and respect Calvin. So when people say that he's clueless or should be out the sport, I just don't agree with it in any way, shape, or form. I think he's the best. I said this to Carl off earlier. I think Calvin Tatum is the most interesting speedway mind there is on the planet today. I would love to sit down with that man in a pub for an hour and just hear his stories and his thoughts.
I think
there's
he's
no one
somebody
better.
that, if you asked him a question about between 1980 and 2015, I don't think there's anything he couldn't answer.
Yeah.
Neil
100%.
says, sorry, I'm behind about 10 minutes. So she's behind a bit because she thought we'd finished. So she's the best thing for you to do, Mills, though, is to catch it up, start it. Just go live.
Just come back live. Yeah, it's just the Speedway community are their own little thing. Or so say a part of the Speedway community. We've got a lovely community here of brilliant people that for some reason watch Speedway. But yeah, I still can't believe that people sit down to watch us watch Speedway. It's crazy, but we love having you here.
Well, again, it's just a safe space for everybody, isn't it? What we keep saying about how this is for everybody. Anybody can type whatever they like, put it in here, and we can put it in the chat. It's basically like a Speedway social for everybody. Just get together, have the Speedway on the TV, us on your phone. Even if you mute us and just get involved in the chat, it's a nice social. And there's a lot of people in Speedway who get anxious and have sort of agoraphobia and things that don't like going out too much. So jump in here, have a bit of a chat. We can all take the piss out of each other, mostly out of me or Alex. And we're good. Tanya says, oh my God, my chats with Cav are the best. So interesting, such a laugh. Many GP breakfast with him. I think I'll probably tagged in for you now, Tanya, because I usually see Cav at breakfast as well. Top bloke.
Yeah, I have to say, I don't know whether Carl can remember this, but when we were in Manchester on the Friday, we were in the Peter Craven suite in the afternoon, and Calvin walked into the room, and I don't know whether you cropped my face as soon as I heard that iconic voice in the flesh for the first time, but it was like the voice of my childhood, just 10 meters away sort of face.
Legend.
Like, oh my God.
You can't take it away from him.
No. And I think we're really lucky in Speedway that commentators that we have are really passionate about the sport. You can tell that they don't just do it because it's their job. That's not going to go at any other sport. That's just me saying that Calvin Tatum is probably the most enthusiastic commentator I've seen in my life, and Nigel Pearson and Chris Lewis doing a great job now. I think we've been really lucky with that across the years, that every person that goes in that box does it because they love the sport. Whereas if you get someone that may be a good media person in, but not Calvin, you're going to lose an element of the commentary, in my personal opinion.
You would. But anyway, everybody, comments in the comment section. Come on, let's go. What are we going to talk about next, King, though? What about Cardiff? Anyone at Cardiff, what did you think? Because we know now that numbers were up on previous 2 years. I thought that the build-up and the atmosphere for Cardiff this year was a lot better. I thought the hype started to sort of kick in on Tuesday. A lot more tweets, a lot more stuff going. I think it got a lot more traction from about Tuesday.
Yeah, what I would say is that the city was alive this time, and it hasn't felt like. I didn't feel like that last year. Didn't feel like that. It felt like, obviously as soon as you got close to the stadium, you had the air and stuff. But everywhere you went this year, it was alive. It was booming. It was great. Yeah, I'll say it as a punter myself, I loved it, and thank you to anyone that came up to me and said hello, because there was a few of yous. So thank you very much for coming and saying hello. It was really weird being recognised, actually.
Well, I feel that with 22 and 23, 22 British Speedway hit rock bottom, didn't it? We were just coming out of pandemic, numbers were shite, track was dreadful, and no one's avoiding that the track was awful. That put a lot of people off for 23, but 23 was a good track. Numbers were still a bit down though. I think what Discovery have done this year with condensed everyone down a bit more, helped the atmosphere a lot in the stadium. I think, Kingdo said it as well, that, the atmosphere in the stadium, it may have only been 25,000 in there, but it sounded like 40, 50,000. It was a really good sound, really good atmosphere. Build-up was great. Track held up. There was only one race restart, which was from a jump start. There was no crashes. It was brilliant. People were saying, "Oh, the racing shit." What were you watching? It's never going to be a box office classic, but for what we say all the time is Cardiff is Carnival Speedway. It's like Monaco. if you get to the Monaco Grand Prix, you don't get to the Monaco Grand Prix and go, oh, I didn't see much very good racing. You go there because it's Monaco. You rub shoulders with Speedway fans. The drivers are there. The riders here. I said on one of our things the other day, on one of my tweets the other day, that Cardiff is the only Grand Prix where you can be in the stadium watching the winner on a podium and an hour later be in walkabout doing Jaeger bombs with the winner.
Yep. What I will say as well, this is not me trying to sound like a smart ass, it's just me putting things first. I had to do the highlights for Cardiff. I'll tell you now, I had to leave some stuff out. So everyone said the racing was rubbish. I mean, it made my job difficult because there were so many highlights, I couldn't include everything. So, you had, I'll say this now, and I know everyone in our chat's good. You had 3 or 4 races where it was decided on the line, and you're telling me that's bad racing. I don't get it. I just don't get it. You had Jeopardy. I guess some of the Jeopardy came down to maths, but that's, there was a good time there where the crowd went a bit silent because you had, Armando Casino go, we think Lambert's out, and you had a massive hush over the stadium. Not because it was empty, but because there was the audible, shit, Lambert could be out, sort of thing. And that was good to have back at Cardiff. It was a real atmosphere. I loved it.
Agree. Well, our chat is starting to pick up again now, so we're going to go to the chat. Thomas says Lawson in his pool Kev last night. Big up Lawson in the pool Kev, Lars. Clearly guesting for Birmingham.
What of Birmingham? We had it earlier. Let me see if I can scroll and find it. I'll do some scrolling. You look at the actual chat.
Emma says best Cardiff for a long time. Completely agree. I think now the Warner Brothers Discovery is starting to find their feet with it, get their bearings. They put a lot of effort into making sure the track is mustard. They test the track. The track, in my opinion, in 23 and 24, could be the best the track's ever been. Ever.
Yep.
Would you agree? I think the track is probably the best it's ever been.
I would say, yeah. I would also say as well, this is another point that I don't know whether I'd sound dumb. I would say the numbers reflect the state of British Speedway as well. I think in 2022, that was obviously a rough year for British Speedway. That's what I'm saying.
I feel like 22 we hit rock bottom, and now we're crawling.
Now on the way up. 100%. 100%. And what I would say is that the racing is the thing, right? I always go to this point. The racing is always solid. It's never dull. It's never every race is past, Gators Paradise and that's it. You might get one or a couple races where nothing happens, but also that adds to the drama. So when you do see an overtake, it means something. I think that's what makes overtakes even cooler when you don't have every time it's chopping and changing. That's me personally. But also just very quickly, you have Lawson's replacing Douglas, who was replacing Doyle. So Lawson's riding for Ipswich.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
So there you go.
Run through these comments before we go back into Heat 8. Emma said, love the sprint race. Great idea. I know people moan about the sprint race, but they say, oh, it's a gimmick. Oh, it's a gimmick. It's not a gimmick. It's at Warsaw and Cardiff. And from an observation I've seen, is 2 tracks that Zmarzlik struggles on. May give people a chance to catch up on Zmarzlik, who people complain when Zmarzlik's too far ahead and it's boring. Zmarzlik come 10th in Cardiff. So if you want to talk about Speedway's boring, Zmarzlik always wins, it's boring. Zmarzlik come 10th in Cardiff. Just remember that. And the championship Speedway being predictable, Cardiff is not predictable.
And the championship's still on. I know people say, oh, mathematically, Zmarzlik's not going to drop another whatever. Technically, though, Lambert's only 21 points off him. So it's still on.
Who knows? And if Zmarzlik is as rattled as we think he is, could go any way.
Change engines.
We will go.
Think a man and that is
gone to John's, isn't he?
Change engines. Yep. There you go. Heat number 8 is Mulford.
We'll go back to the comments after to fill the gaps.
Yeah. Mulford, Thompson, Bladorn, and Howarth. I'll tell you what's a really good start from Jake Mulford, actually, but Howarth just blasted round him. A great start from Mulford, though.
Who's at the back, King?
So that is Norick Bladorn.
Yeah, he's got to get Joe Thompson.
Realistically, if there's a heat advantage here, 20 points of difference with 7 heats to go, it's going to be a tough hill to climb. Bladorn's getting in the dirt, though. He's trying. I'll tell you what, Mulford's not giving in either here, getting close to the car Howarth.
Hang on, here comes Bladorn. Oh, Thompson! Defensive king there. Big up Joe Thompson.
Massive. I'm really impressed with Mulford there, mate. This is a really good race from him.
Yeah,
He's
Mulford
really
hasn't
on it.
disgraced himself at all. Last lap. I reckon they're going to get a
Yeah,
4-2, mate.
I reckon Bladorn's too far back unless he can straight line the corner, which I don't know if there'll be enough dirt to even do that. He's going to give one big go, though. Trying to switch back down to the line. No, it's
No,
Joe
he
Thompson's
has
point.
not. So it's going to be 34 to Sheffield and 14 to Bellevue. 20-point deficit with just 8 heats gone. Absolutely unbelievable.
Tell you what, the score doesn't really reflect the quality of the meeting. There's been some really good overtakes, some really good racing.
Well, the other thing is, mate,
Is
if they Bellevue on a 5-1 in heat 3, which would have taken 4 points off of Sheffield and put 4 onto Bellevue.
Yeah.
So that's 8 points different there.
30-18 with the score would be.
And if you said the same thing for heat 4, it could have been a close meeting. Very close.
Yep.
Thompson's a nice move for Brennan round Bachelor. Up the Brennan.
Yeah, he's in really good form, isn't he? And he definitely didn't disgrace himself in Cardiff. It's a shame that Mickelson had to do him on the line, but us Grand Prix Speedway for you, that's experience, and Tom's going to get it.
Tom's a great man. I mean, he passed.
Yeah,
third to first on that back straight. Like, he hung it with the best of them. Emerson was going for magic. Unfortunately, when you look at the rules, that is the rules.
Yep.
Everyone said they got it wrong. They got it wrong. They didn't get it wrong. They did everything in order. The same amount of race wins, the same amount of seconds, thirds, and fourths. It had to go to rank next, which I don't think is the right call. I'm sure the people that are watching now will probably agree. I think before you go to the rank, there should be a few steps in place in case of this once in a lifetime thing. Maybe you could go with who's had the fastest time of the evening. You could put that in there between somewhere. You could do what else could you do, Kingdo?
It's tough because everyone was saying, there's 4 of them do a runoff, but the issue is because of tyre allocation.
Yeah, and you can't just make the rules up as you go along.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't do that.
I would say the best thing to do is
the time thing.
Yeah, I'd say the fastest times then should be put into place because that is you're never going to get thousands of a second, 4 of them all the same.
Oh. Yeah, exactly. I just think
so by the rules, it was the right call. Kingdo, do you want to go down for heat number 9, Mush?
Of course I can. It's Ben Cook, runner replacement for the Bellevue Aces off the inside gate. Josh Pickering, Dan Bewley, and Chris Holder in this one. So this is possibly the last 2 of the dice ready from Lemo to try and get back in the meeting. Because you know what, it still can be overturned. Bellevue can still win this. It would probably be one of the best comebacks ever, but it's still on the cards. Lemon as a manager will never give up.
About 20 points down, then came back last season. Was it Bellevue?
It was in the. Yeah, it was. It was because they did Ipswich, didn't they? No, was it? Yeah, and then they still lost, and then they came back, and they still lost because Ipswich went to the. Because it wasn't Ipswich Sheffield final actually, but no, it was Bellevue. You're right. Ipswich done them at home. They came back into it, and Ipswich did them in heat 13 and 15 because they had Emma and Doyle, and they smashed it. I remember specifically as well. Heat 13 was incredible from Bellevue last year. It was dancing as well.
A couple of stuff from Emma in the chat about Cardiff. We'll move on to that in a second, but we're going to go with first win from gate 4 and no heats wins for Bellevue so far. I know, mate. We are watching it, Tom, my bud. We are watching.
Yeah, but I think that's a really good point to make. Is that you look at the team that Bellevue have, it is rather bizarre to have that situation. But here we go. Can that change now? Last one of the dice ready for Lemo. They've not. I'll tell you what. Ben Cook's had a great start, and Dan Bewley's right in the dirt. This could be a turn up for the books. Bewley's right on the dirt line there, and it's looking good for a 5-1.
Bewley's doing an ML now. Hopefully not going away in the back of an ambulance.
He needs to keep an eye on Ben Cook, though. He needs to because tell you what, Chris Holder and Pickering behind you.
He's too fast, mate. Bewley's too fast. I don't know what he's done to that machine, but he's absolutely rifling. I'll tell you what, Ben Cook can hold off Pickering and Holder here because he's a smart little rider. And he's going wider and wider. Ben Cook is watching Bewley and going, fuck, I need to move out into the dirt.
Yeah, I think you're right because I think that you can't leave that outside line open for a Holder or a Pickering. They're probably the 2 riders you don't want around here chasing
Ben Cook is drifting wider and wider.
It's looking good here. I'll tell you what, it's not meeting back on just yet, but a couple more minutes like this for Bellevue, and see a change of, that bonus point especially is gettable. They can get that back. And that's surely's got to be their aim at this point. But it is a 5-1 above your aces. Dan Beaton's going to take the checkered flag, followed by Ben Cook, and then Chris Holder, and then Josh Pickering.
5-1. The Belle Vue. Belle Vue fans will be a lot happier now.
10 points in it for the bonus point. Like I said, I think that's easily gettable.
Yeah, so 10 points over the bonus point. That's got to be what you're going for now, is the aggregate point, I would suggest. So Emma says, we get back on it. Emma says, yep, it's the best track it's ever had. Making it wider has worked wonders. I think the last 2 years have been good at Cardiff, to be fair. Emma said, I said on the night you couldn't call winner for the entire meeting. Completely agree. Wide open, and that's what makes Cardiff a little bit more special.
There was no favourite. I think everyone was calling.
This, Emma, we also addressed that you can't just make up the rule and go have a race off. And like Kingo said, it also pisses about with the tyre allocation. So can't quite do that.
Yeah, and I think as well, I think it is harsh, but realistically, if there are no other avenues in place, rank is the only place you can do it, because realistically, Magic's not a full-time competitor. And I know it's a very harsh thing, but on the base piece of paper, does he need the points as much as the other riders? You have to say no, so therefore he drops out. I'm not saying that's right.
Or does he win a Grand Prix and get himself a wild card?
Exactly.
Maybe he does need it.
It's just baffling. It's difficult, isn't it? They should just play a game of rock, paper, scissors.
There's people watching. There's quite a lot of you watching now still, which is remarkable because it's just 2 Wallies watching Speedway. Any thoughts you have about the Cardiff GP, tonight's meeting, the teams, injuries, playoffs, predictions, anything you want, smack it down there. Put it in the live chat. We'll put it on screen. We'll bring it up. We'll have a chat. This isn't about me and Kingo. It's about everyone. This is everyone's Speedway safe place. Stick your comments in. We'll bring it up on the stream, and we'll just have a little laugh.
Yeah. So it's always what we're good at, isn't it? I think that's one thing you can say we're good at is a good laugh. So it still baffles me how small Ben Cook is. Every time you just see him in a different angle. I suppose that really does help him though with the weight, doesn't it? If he does make the upper echelons of the sport eventually, that'd be a massive bonus for him.
Lucky you.
Go to Spain. Get you. Perfect.
Lucky you, Kentucky. I can't remember what the sun looks like.
It's for the school holidays as well. So perfect timing. The end of the school holidays. So hopefully you enjoy that. Yeah, get away from the muggy Britain.
So with regards to back tyres, I know they get a tyre per meeting. What do we do if they change bikes? Do they have to use the other tyre?
I don't know. That's a very good question.
If you have a brand new tyre on your spare bike, and then they bring you your tyre for the meeting, and you switch to your spare bike, theoretically, then you have 2 new tyres, don't you?
Yep. Maybe you've got to be allowed a backup at some point.
I've loved Ben Cook's ride this year. He's been absolutely unbelievable, Pink Tuck. He's been really good.
We all have, yeah.
Tom says you're going to the GP in Spain. Pink Tuck.
Or is he just? Is there?
I'll tell you what.
GP is there? Is it Moto? Is it Moto GP?
It's a joke, Kingo.
Sorry.
I know Speedway's not big in Spain, but if we had a Spanish Speedway Grand Prix, how many Brits and how many Poles, how many Swedes, how many Czechs, how many Danish people would travel to a GP in Spain? Yeah. And I know the Spanish aren't into it, but the Spanish love their road racing with Marc Marquez. They love the motocross with Jorge Prado. The Spanish absolutely love motorbike racing. I know there's not any big Speedway riders from Spain. Could you take it over there on the assumption that the other leading countries in Europe would travel to that? Imagine you literally have to have your holiday and Speedway together. I know it'd be a temporary track and it'd be warm over there, but Latvia last year was 35 degrees. I reckon everyone would go for that. If you had like just somewhere where you could put up temporary stands, temporary track, somewhere near a holiday resort, not too far from an airport, half an hour from Alicante sort of place. A Spanish
Not
Grand
bad,
Prix would be
that,
sick.
mate.
And you could build it in a new domain. I reckon that'd be absolutely massive. Honestly.
Yeah. What I would say as well is, speaking of Latvia, great news is that it's almost sold out already. I think last week they posted only 500 tickets left, and that's what 3 weeks for the event. Incredible.
Brilliant.
Really good.
I'll tell you
Really good to
something
see.
Tom's just said is bang on, mate. He said it'd be a great atmosphere like a bull ring. I don't know how big the bull rings are, but if you could have something like that and have it, I know they had Red Bull X Fighters at a bull ring before, but something similar to that, would be so good. And the amount of people that would travel to it, I know the argument would be that it's not a big sport in Spain. However, the amount of people that would travel would be uncanny. Everyone would be like, let's go out there, in Benidorm one evening, half an hour taxi down the road to Speedway the next night. You tell me everybody wouldn't go for that. It'd be bloody
I'd be up for
brilliant.
that.
Pink
I'd
Tuck
be
says I'd
massively up for
go.
that.
There's a few more bits, but we'll go down to heat 10.
Which is Ben Cook, Carl Howarth, Jamin Lindsay, and Jack Holder. I tell you what, Ben Cook again off the start, but Jack Holder has just basically ridden the board.
Oh, it's three abreast for
Jesus.
second, third, and fourth.
But
Oh my
he-
God! Oh, again! Same bump.
Oh, no.
Same bump, mate.
No. Oh, no.
That's the same bump, Kingdo.
I don't. It's always landed on his head, I think, there a little bit. That's not good. Oh, shit. Oh, God.
Loads of comments coming in, by the way. We're not ignoring you. Hang fire. Big crash here at Sheffield. Is it Lindsay?
Lindsay gone, went over the handlebars, sort of landed in on his chest, but the head definitely hit the ground. A bit of whiplash going on there, especially.
Yeah.
Hope he's all right.
Not nice that. If you are watching live, big crash with Jeremy and Lizzie. They're only showing the crowd at the moment, which is not good. Usually that is a sign of a bad crash.
He's up. He's on his knees. He's on his knees.
I tell you what.
Yeah, here we go again. We can see it.
They are showing the replay now.
All the boys were going for that there. You can see this on the replay now. Jack Holder in
Jack
the
Holder's
dirt. I think Lindsay thinks I'll do the same thing. And unfortunately just
watch him.
Up.
Same bump. That bump. That's the same one Emil hit. I don't know if it's just me seeing that, but I reckon that's the same. If anyone's watching and got us on the stream, that is the same. I know he straightened up and hit the same bump Emil did.
The way his leg hit the air fence there, I'm sure he's got a bit of a screwed up leg. He's walking away.
Well done,
he doesn't look in too much discomfort as well, which is good to see. But Christ,
that is a solid man there.
Ben Cook's laughing about it, so clearly they've got the all goods. See a little bit of a laugh there.
Yeah, Pink Tuck said, Mr. T said the same thing. I think that's the same bump that Emil hit, straightened up, very similar crash, probably not as fast coming into the turn, very similar, and he was a bit wider and already hit the fence and didn't bounce out. But very, very lucky for John Lindsay there. Very lucky. But now, whilst we've got a little short delay, let's go through some of the comments. We were talking about the GP in Spain, which I want to get back onto because I do want someone to pick up on this idea and go, best it. Because I'll tell you something, I'm going to put it on my Twitter in a minute, actually, and say, if they did a Spanish Grand Prix, would you travel to it? Speedway and Sun, you could have Benidorm Strip till 4 a.m., taxi outside up to a temporary arena for a Speedway Grand Prix after. Tell me you wouldn't get 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 fans to that. You definitely would.
I think I'd just stay in Benidorm, to be honest. No, I'm kidding. Of course, I'd head down to the Grand Prix.
It would literally be just a party in the evening and that afterwards. Going through, one of our favourite riders in the world, Jamie Seeley says, Alex, big fan of you here. Love seeing you in Cardiff.
Love you, mate.
Big up
love
Jamie
you, mate.
We all
love him. The best thing was, can I go to a quick Jamie Seeley story? So basically, as we were leaving the stadium, we went back onto the main road where gates 2, 3, and 4 are, and he was in the pub. And he was like, Alex, I've just signed some kid's t-shirt. And basically, a bit later on, we got sent video footage of a kid asking Seeley to sign his shirt, but you were buzzing. And also, the barrel still had your logo on it from the year before, which is incredible to see. Still had the JVC
really?
Racing logo on it. Yeah, it still has it. Yeah, then we got a heat rerun of 10 with only Ben Cook, Howarth, and Holder. Ben Cook's going to start again. Another great trap. What will he do now though? Jack Holder again in that dirt line though.
Whoa, Jack Holder.
Carbon copy. That's mental. That is mental. Words fail me. Hey, what Ben Cook's off the pace though in terms of Belle Vue. I'm sure he's going to get Heat 15 representative tonight because he's doing all right. Howarth in third, but I mean, it's
I just think it's probably eclipsed by the amount of speed that Jack Holder carried going down out of bend 2. Jack Holder is absolutely flying, mate. That bike's perfect for the track. He's going nice and wide. It's very similar to how he's racing with Seifertinoff. And if you compare Seifertinoff to Ben Cook, it's not the same.
Ben Cook's not quite there. Bless. I love Ben Cook. He's one of the exciting riders to watch, but he's not quite at the Seifertinoff level for sure.
39-21. The Tigers.
So now Belle Vue have to get a 5-1 in every heat, and they will win the meeting 46-44.
Unlikely, isn't it?
It's unlikely.
Pink Duck says yes, you have to change it. That's in regards to the tyres that we were talking about earlier. So you don't. So if you do change your spare bike, you have to change tyres. I'm guessing you just take the wheel off. The wheel and the sprocket.
I assume so. Seeing
sense.
a bike change in Speedway is one of the most interesting things to watch.
Says, I
it's
thought
so
the spare
different.
tyre was carried over from the previous meeting. I think they have to change it. I think.
I don't know.
But no, I mean after meeting the tyres fucked anyway, so you wouldn't want to do that.
You wouldn't. You might practice on it, but you wouldn't start on it. That's for sure.
So let's go into Ali. Ali says, "I've been watching Ben a lot this year. Seems really good, focused, incredibly determined, more so than previous. Just my observation. Don't rule Ben Cook out. I'll tell you something. He could go a lot further than people think he could.
So he's 26 as well, isn't he?
Something like that.
Yeah, he's still got his best years ahead of him. I'll tell you what, he's taken to the captain's role at Belle Vue really well. A bit of a quieter figure, but you can tell that I don't know whether it's come with his uptick in form, but he's certainly someone that can really help out the squads in the pit.
Well, Belle Vue is Ben Cook's captain.
No, I'm talking about a Pool. He's done very well there at Pool as the new captain because it's an entirely different role for him, isn't it? So he's done really well there just to G the younger riders up.
Mate, this is about all I can grow.
You're doing better than me.
I've got a haircut due, and he usually tries to shake me up so it looks like I have a beard. So I'm a little bit looking like John McCreddick now. But thank you very much for the notice of my 90s porn star tash. Alice's bikes and balls in the same ring would be class, wouldn't it? It would be good.
It would be something. It would be a spectacle, especially in the May-June Spain heat would be perfect.
Cheers 10, by the way, everybody. I like the Cook brothers. They are decent, honestly. They're green mills, top blokes.
Yeah, can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. I mean, to be fair, they're not as good as Vinnie Ford, though. I have to say that. And the only reason I'm saying that is because Vinnie Ford's the only spear rider that's ever come up to me and gone, Alex, oh my God. He was buzzing, by the way. That's what I say. Just to show you the bromance between Carl and Vinnie Ford, right? Vinnie Ford came up to me and said, I'm buzzing. Carl played my winning song as Bewley won the Grand Prix. It's incredible.
I've only met him once.
I've
only met Vinnie Ford once.
It's the best friendship in Speedway, guys.
You've met him more times than I have. I've only met him once.
Have I?
Well, you met him both nights. I only met him on the Friday.
I only met him on the Saturday.
Oh, whatever. Then you argumentative little cunt. Anyway, first C-bomb in the stream, I think. Anyway, let's go. 11.
I'll tell you what, Jack Holder's...
Beauty in white.
Beauty's in white. Beauty's giving it everything. Beauty might get him here. Beauty's got Chris Holder. But Chris Holder's
back at the inside. Neck and neck.
Racing.
Beauty, Chris
Beauty's
Holder.
in that dirt line, though. Beauty's in the dirt line.
Oh my God! Beauty in the dirt.
Jesus. That is something
Bewley is
special.
riding the wheels off of that bike.
That is something.
In one lap, he's just cleared about 10 meters clear.
He overtook him on one wheel.
15, 20 meters clear. What a ride from Dan Bewley.
I can't believe he overtook him on one wheel. That was mental. Yeah. Tell you what, Chris, I would be happy to sit back with this, and this will confirm that the Sheffield Tigers are going to win the meeting. But again, another meeting, like I said earlier, and definitely in the second half, the scoreline does not reflect the entertainment value of the racing because it's been another good meeting. So 3-3 there. Holder comes second with Pickering. No, sorry, it was Edwards third, and then Mulford at the back.
42 pays 24 to the Tigers. Mills, if you're watching in your room and you can't see the TV, come sit in here, love. That's fine.
Come here.
Just get in the chat on your phone. I know she likes being in the chat, bless her.
Always good to have her in the chat.
She says, Wolfenden is a champ and he always keeps going even after a nasty injury.
Yeah.
Agree, Mills.
Absolutely 100%. Said it last year. The last season we had a clear no injury season, he was second in the world. So
can we come in for a minute?
Yeah. Got special guests, people.
Hello.
Get in the comments. Come on, say hello. Make your voices known.
You can go to the next heat if you want, Mills.
Okay.
I'll move this in just
Take over for us.
Well, all we have to do is just explain what's going on in the next heat. We can do it by the helmet colours. Look at Bewley on the outside there.
Okay.
Textbook stuff.
Is he in red?
No, he's in white in that one. But it's the next. You'll do the next one anyway.
Okay.
But
No.
yeah. So Amelia's comments on screen because she has been on her phone commenting on the stream as she likes.
Do you know what is really? Do you know what was really silly from me? Was when you were posting about Millie at the festival, because obviously her full name is Amelia. I was like, who's Amelia? Because obviously I've only ever known you as Mills. So I was like, so of course that would be what her actual name is. So there you go. There's another silly moment from
Pink
me.
Tuck says, hi, Mills. Tommy says hi.
Hello. Is that
Pink Tuck.
Yeah.
Michelle?
Yeah.
Obviously, the only Pink Tuck. There's not two Pink Tucks.
Might be 20 of them based on the name.
Bewley's here.
Bewley's here, I'll tell you what, he must be out of breath.
He's not, mate. He's mustard.
He looks quite pale though.
Yeah, he's ginger. Yeah, that he does too well in the sun, bless him.
I mean, he's quite fair, Mills.
Yeah, so am I though. Freckles everywhere. But guys, tell you what, get some late minute predictions and say hello, whatever you want to talk about. We've still got some breaks in between the racing. So if you've got any topics or anything you want to talk to us about, please do get involved. There are still a lot of you watching. So please do.
What can we talk about, Kingdo?
Roslav.
Roslav coming up? Predictions for Roslav.
Bewley.
I reckon you can't look past Bewley.
Bewley. I'm going to go. My podium is going to be Bewley, Lambert, Cabrera.
Have we got a bit of a British bias here?
No, I just reckon that Lambert's so consistent right now. I genuinely, I do. I don't think he's put many foot wrong.
I reckon Bewley. I'm going to say Lambert in the final because you can't not.
Yeah.
I reckon Dudek could put it on the line. I reckon Dudek could get a semi.
Yeah, no, I reckon he could get in the semis. I think he's a man with a point to prove. I think
the podium, I think Zmarzlik will come back now. I think Zmarzlik will put it all on the line. I think it'll be Bewley, Zmarzlik, and who else like some big wider tracks? Bewley,
Madsen.
Nah, I can't see it.
Lindgren.
What, mate? I wouldn't look past Magic.
Yeah, same track.
In form, home track, Polish crowd. Wants to prove something after Cardiff. I reckon Bewley, Zmarzlik, Janowski, and Lambert in the mix. That's my final.
Ooh,
hopefully,
okay.
5-1 to the UK against Poland.
My final would be Lambert, Bewley, Cabrera, and Lindgren.
Nicely done. Anyone, your predictions for the final for Roslav next weekend? This weekend, sorry. Tom says rumours like Kurt's going to Roslav next year.
Who would that be in replace of? I mean, because you had 3 non-poles, right? I believe the rule is.
So
And
they've
got
replacing
Gus.
either Laguta. Or does Laguta count as a pole still on a British license?
I assume so because they've got Gusts as well. So I think their 3 non-poles are Gusts, Buffington, and Bewley.
Right.
Oh my god! I've just seen in the chat. I'm buzzing.
Up the Brummies.
Yes.
What was the score, Tanya?
Yeah, let's
Apparently,
score.
Out, Kurt's in. I don't think that's a great swap.
It depends where. I mean, it might not be the worst if it's hard to get a change of scenery. It's nothing against Roslav or anything like that. But it's been there quite a while. Sometimes a change can reinvigorate yourself. But no, I don't think you could replace. This is no disrespect to Brady Kurtz whatsoever. I don't think you can replace Brady Kurtz for a 3-time world champion. I think
and also the commercial draw of Ty. And if Ty starts firing on all cylinders again, when we saw him in Riga last year when he's in the final, then he moved. He was great in Riga. He could have won Cardiff before his crash last year. And also this year when he was in Gorzhov, there were talks with his team amongst friends of ours and in our friendship group. And they said, trust me, all his mechanical gremlins are sharpened up and he's ready for this one. And in Gorzhov, he looked unstoppable. He was
gonna get to the front before he had that crash. Like if he didn't crash, he was going to the front in that heat.
Yeah,
that would have been 6 points from 2.
And he'd been leading the Grand Prix.
Yeah, he would have been.
With
He would have been incredible.
With that confidence, he very well could have fired on for the rest of the season. He's won 3 world championships for a reason. I think Kurtz. I don't think. How old's Kurtz?
I'll Google now.
He's not young.
He's not. He's going to be on the younger side of 30.
No, he's late 20s.
He's 27. He's 27. Yeah, you are right. You're
okay,
right.
he's quite young then.
He's just been around for so long, hasn't
he? Maybe. I mean, I wouldn't swap Wuffenden for Kurtz. Not yet. A couple more seasons. If Wuffenden struggle for a couple more seasons, maybe. But I personally wouldn't do that. Personally.
No, I wouldn't either. I mean, obviously we're big Tolkien people here in this stream, but I still think he's one of the world's best. I still stick to that. I think anyone that questions that he's not, I don't see it. Like I said, the last time an injury-free season was 2020, and he got second in the world. So, and then you can't really compare the others because he was injury hit. So,
okay, buddy.
That's just, no, I think he's an asset. I think he is not in the top 2 riders of the sports star. I think it's Smarzlik and it's him. And I think it depends on what market you're in, who the bigger man is. It's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, commercial draw, definitely.
Yeah.
Anyway, what else can we talk about? Birmingham win.
Incredible. Love it.
Surprised to see Birmingham have such a bad season with a fairly strong team. Put your thoughts in the comment section below.
I think
any topics you lot want to talk about? Anything you want to talk about with other people on here? We do have quite a lot of people watching, so anything you want to talk about, smack it in the comment section. It can be the swing at Scunthorpe. It can be your favourite type of cheese. It can be to tonight's meeting. It can be to the Grand Prix. Anything you want.
Yeah. If we can summon Lee Tyres in by mentioning, the swing, that'd be fantastic. A little cameo from Lee Tyres. That would be good.
Emma says, "Do you think Dorgus wildcard?" 100%.
Yes,
no doubt. Yeah. Absolutely no doubt. Dorgus wildcard.
I would. Yeah, I would be.
He won one of the rounds and was leading the chase for the World Championship. Was he leading the World Championship when it?
He was. He was because he didn't do anything past Warsaw, and he won it.
There you go. Yeah. So Doyle was leading the World Championship when he had his accident. He's the best he's ever been. He will, if he doesn't get a wild card next year, I will take this hat off, cover it in tomato ketchup, and eat it. I will literally eat my hat if he doesn't get a wild card.
Oh.
Pink Tuck says, "What about Richard's meeting? Sadly missing it because we're away, but we'll be streaming it. Should be a good one." Well, I'm in Roslav, so I won't be DJing. We'll be the first pool meeting this year, meeting at Wimborne Road, pretty much in the last 2 years, which I haven't DJ'd. Not sure what the plan is. I think they've got it covered, which is cool, but not too sure. Not don't be a critique. Don't be a critique, but I am not overly overwhelmed with the lineup.
I think it's interesting to do on a Grand Prix weekend. I don't think the dates helped it. I think when football's on, I think it's just a whole load of compounding things that aren't good.
Yeah.
I hope it's good for him because Richard Lawson's been a great servant to not only Paul but British Speedway. I hope it's really good for him. Hope there's good numbers. Hope people show up. First of all, I hope it's good for him. Hope it's a good meeting. The issue is with having a testimonial. It's weird to have a testimonial at this point in the season, just for the playoffs, right? I think that's kind of. Because when you have a testimonial at the end of the season, the beginning of the season, it's really fun because it's riders testing out their bikes, finding out what's new. They're really trying to find setups and stuff. Yeah.
I think with a testimonial this time of the year, the problem I have is that I think a testimonial, politely, no one's going to be going for it, are they? I mean, the week after or a couple of weeks after you've got the playoffs, no one's going to be risking breaking bones and risking playoff paydays for a testimonial, for an exhibition meeting. I think that's the first thing. So no one's going to be going for it. So therefore, your biggest draw is probably rider names. I know when Worrell had his, he had Laguta, which you never got to see Laguta around Paul. When there was the Paul Swindon meeting, there was Doyley. I think you have to bring in, personally, I think you have to bring in a big name. I mean, a big name to get the crowd. There's more of a showcase for the exhibition you're about to put on. I don't think the date is very helpful for it. And I don't think the lineup is particularly selling. However, like we said, it's not a hate thing. We're just being genuinely honest. Big up Lawson, top bloke, top rider, great serviceman to British Speedway. Hope he has a great night, makes a shitload of money and enjoys it because he deserves it.
100%. And yeah, get yourself down there because it's always a good day out at Paul anyway. The sun's shining, big gardens, near a beach. You want to do that as well at the same time. Can't go wrong.
Lovely place to be. Tingo, do you want to run down Heat 12, my mate?
I absolutely can. So off the inside gate, we've got Chris Holder here. Off gate number 2, I believe it's anti-Vulas, but would you be Jake Mulford? It is Vulas, I'm correct. Joe Thompson off 3, and then off the outside gate is Jamin Lidsey.
Bit of an old Supercross D division, this, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Lidsey, I hope he's all right because it's the first time I've seen him ride after that big knock. Good off the outsides, so fingers crossed for him. But one thing I will say is just credit to all the riders that still put it out because these BELLE VUE riders that are going in the dirt, for example, the meeting's done. They don't need to do that, and they're still putting a good show on. So it shows how mental spare riders are. Even when a match is done, they're still giving it 100%, which is
still their pay packet, mate. You pay per point.
It's the one bonus to Speedway.
They don't give a shit about the team, mate. At this point in the meeting, don't give a shit. It's how much money they can put in their wage packet.
And I'll tell you what, Andy Vulas
did split the Sheffield Tigers towards push for the front then, but now he's not. He's settled in second to Chris Holder in first.
Yeah, I mean, Jamin Lidsey is trying to get up the inside of Joe Thompson. You can tell that he's not running the same sort of, into the dirt. But he has got past Joe Thompson, actually, and it's going to be a 3-all. Great overtake there from Jamin Lidsey because he's definitely not feeling 100%, there's no doubt. But Chris Holder loves it around Arlington, doesn't he? He just incredible get. Interesting thing would be if Paul ever did come back up, do you reckon Chris would go back to Paul or do you reckon he'd stick at Sheffield now? That would be an interesting one, wouldn't it? Hold by Paul would be a magnificent thing to see, wouldn't it?
I don't think we'll go back up in Chris Holder's career.
You forget how old Chris Holder is now as well, which makes me feel old. But it's going to be a 3-all with Holder, Vulas, Lidsey, and Joe Thompson being your finishing order. What a great effort from Chris Holder.
A great 45.7. So Sheffield take the meeting. It's only on for the bonus point now.
That's 12 points. So yeah.
They need 3 5-1s to.
Yeah, correct.
Well, we need 3 5-1s to go in for a super heat.
It's interesting to see how much difference on paper Brady Kurtz not being in this meeting has changed because BELLE VUE won by 6 points with Brady Kurtz. Without him, they are not doing anywhere near the same.
No.
Really good start from Vulas. So the reserves have really impressed me tonight. That includes Joe Thompson. I think all the reserves have done well. We had Edwards with a couple of good rides. Vulas has got in there. You know, Joe Thompson's not disgraced himself at all. Good to see. And Mulford as well has been incredible. Really good for the reserves. You know, on a night where Brum have won as well. What a night for Speedway.
What a night.
Brum have taken a W. And also, that's our last home meeting as well. So I'm really buzzing for them, actually, to end on a high going into 2025. Hopefully, they retain some of their stronger riders as well. They can build from that now.
Except Nigel Tolley gets his hat back out. Love that hat.
Imagine if you made the playoffs, it just gets bigger for the playoff and then the final. Could you imagine? That'd be incredible. We've got 2 heats to go. You guys are still watching. Get in the comments. Let us know. I know the meeting.
Is it 3 heats to go?
3? It is 3. Yeah, it's 3 heats to go.
You're on the run?
I'm not. No. I'm not. No. I had quite a heavy weekend, so I'm taking it a bit slow.
I'm off the booze completely now.
Yeah.
Chris, what's it like out there when you're
Drinking the old softies.
Hey, what else we got to talk about?
What else is going on? I mean, SGP2 is on the horizon again. It's kind of been weird this year, isn't it?
Regan next week, SGP2, yeah, I suppose.
Because we had Melilla, and now we've got Riga, and then Torren. Like the next 2 rounds are really close to each other, but the first one felt like an age ago. You know, but yeah.
I'll tell you what, let's go to another subject. What other countries could we smack a GP in? And when you think of what countries you want to put a GP in, you got to think of the financials, about the logistics of putting a track there, stands and stadiums, selling tickets. Do people want to travel there? Where would you like to see? I always said south of France. I mean, same as Spain.
Yeah. Italy.
With French riders, you got Berger. Kingdo.
Balago.
Balago.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were. Gourier.
Yeah, so you got a couple. Tom says USA. And whilst I agree, mate, just getting the bikes over there will be a nightmare. The infrastructure to take all those trucks for the Grand Prix over the Atlantic, it's a massive operation, a lot of money. I think that the logistics are awful. There's no tracks available, so you'd have to buy the material and build the track out there and then waste the material. No one would travel because it's so fucking expensive to travel to America. Not a big call for it in America. If there was a call for it in America, it could be the biggest one. I would love to see the sport build itself to such a height that they had it in somewhere like the Dallas Cowboys Stadium or what's the one in Vegas? Is it the Allegiance Stadium?
The Allegiance Stadium.
Allegiance Stadium or something like that, you know.
Madison Square Garden. I know it's in the middle of New York, but just the visual of that would be mental.
Too small, mate. It's a basketball court tosser.
What's the I don't know what it's called now, but it was called the Staples Center, but it's changed now.
Well, Los Angeles.
That would be really cool.
Yeah. Tom says Scotland.
I mean, I wouldn't be against one at Glasgow, but against the Manchester thing of there not being enough people to sit.
No.
But at Glasgow, seeing Smarsik go around the depth that.
Imagine if we would add more countries to the Grand Prix. We had we had the English Grand Prix in Manchester, the Scottish Grand Prix in Glasgow, and the Welsh Grand Prix in Cardiff. That's 2 more countries to the list, my friend.
Exactly, and get a track in Northern Ireland, get the entire UK.
Up to rock.
You know, just yeah. Absolutely. But then where else in Europe can we go? I suppose I think the easy ones are Spain, France, Italy would be mine. Yeah,
agree.
I think those are the 3 obvious ones.
Terranzano?
Yeah, Terranzano's a decent track. I know people go, it's not great, but it's very... Also Slovenia, Krško is really cool. They've been there a few times back in the mid to late teens. Woofing and Novosibirsk Pedersen, if you read the quiz. That was one of my What Happens Next. That was in Krško, Slovenia.
Interesting, Emma, because I'll tell you what we said about this, and I think Cardiff is the final round. You could easily extend the season to mid-October and have Cardiff. I don't know what the what is with the stadiums and bookings and rugby and stuff. But if you could get Cardiff for mid-October, you're guaranteed to get the racing on because it's got a roof. Having Cardiff as the final would boost the numbers, what it needs, because all the polls would come over. I think that would be one of the best things they could do, is move Cardiff to the finale, season finale.
I think as well. Obviously, we understand from a infrastructure point of view and planning why they do it. But I always thought we were saying the other day, Carl, it's always interesting how Cardiff is in like the middle of the summer, when realistically it's the one Grand Prix that doesn't need it to be in the summer. It could be whenever it wants to be, and it'd be fine. I get why they do it, like you say, with rugby and football and concerts and stuff.
We don't know. That we're just a DJ and a video editor, and we're both very, very blurred line journalists maybe, but I mean we don't know the logistics of it. But I mean Cardiff for the final would be insane, in my opinion.
I think especially if you got a title up for grabs.
I mean, if it's season finale, even people who hate Cardiff would go, "Oh, we'll go and see it to see who's crowned the winner," and the celebration in Cardiff would be massive. All the polls would come in. I reckon you could probably add on at least 5,000 to 10,000 on the numbers for it being the season finale.
Easily, I think.
And I mean, then if you partner that with the fact that you could have BELLE VUE at the beginning of May, and have Cardiff at the middle of October. If you go 12 rounds next year, that could be something that can be done.
Get some students in because they'd be kicking about,
and the English.
You get some students kicking about as well because obviously Cardiff, big student town.
Exactly that. Do it there in the student uni hall. Get student tickets out. Get a whole new fan base because you got to remember the students are from all over the country. So if they go home to Glasgow, they go home to Manchester, they go home. They can push Speedway again.
Yep, 100%.
I think would be absolutely. I think that is a brilliant way to go personally. Unless there's a big thing stopping it. If you know a reason stopping that, put it down in the comment section below. Emerson, what about points? I still think it'd be good to go back to the old system. I prefer the old system. If it was the old system, Ty Wuffenden would be a full-time world champion.
Yep. So I actually prefer the new system. I'm going to defend it a little bit.
No, I don't.
I really like the way that you get extra prizes for making a final. I get that sometimes someone like a Lindgren can get 7 points, get lucky so far and win it. And obviously that sometimes people go, "Oh, that's." But I don't know. I like the.
What are you talking about? Well, what's the difference between that for getting extra points for making the final?
Because you get the extra points. You get like 2.
No, but surely it's worthwhile. Every point you score is what you get on your tally.
I don't know. I can't.
So, for example, if you went through the card and scored 15 points, okay, and then you went into the semi and come last, so you come 8th. How many points is it for 8th?
9.
So you get -6 points.
Yeah.
Bollocks, mate.
Makes the jeopardy though. Makes the jeopardy of getting into the final a lot bigger.
Absolute bollocks. And Em says every point you deserve. Completely agree. I think if you get the points, I guess it stops people from running away with it, but it also gives you a higher margin to catch up. Because if Smarsley could come 10th there in Cardiff, and Lambert got all his points, he probably would have caught up more so than he would have done coming second. So
it's one of those, isn't it? Yeah. I think multi-round British Championship would be a great idea, Tom. Especially because we've got the tracks now. I think you could really include some of the
riders have the time.
Yeah, exactly. It's about timing, but also like from a track point of view, you could give like tracks like Glasgow a big meeting where you can see a Wuffenden and a Lambert, a Bewley go around, for example. I think that would be the bonus side of it. But yeah, it's about timing. I don't
think Lambert, Bewley, and Ty would do it if it's more than one round. We're lucky enough to get them all together this year for one round. So
yeah, it's
good topic, Tom. Really, really good topic, mate.
I see why, because obviously other nations do. I think Sweden still do a couple rounds. I think obviously Australia do it best in the off season, so it's a different beast over there because basically all the.
Who does Sweden really have now outside of Lindgren? Nielsen.
Bangs, mate.
Hamstrom Bangs, what a man! What a man!
What a guy. We'll never say anything bad about House Strong Bangs.
Never.
Never. But no, it's certainly just. I get why fans want it, because obviously the NSS favours certain riders, but hey, that's how it works. Wolverhampton favoured certain riders when that was there back in the day, so it's just luck of the draw, really.
Yeah, or maybe it should go to a different track every year. I know the Bellevue
That would be a
fans
way of doing it.
That'd
be a way of doing it.
You know, it's the National Speedway Stadium. It should be held there, but I mean, you ain't beating Bewley around there, are you? No one is, if we're honest.
No.
If you want to talk about Speedway being boring because of knowing who's going to win it all the time, then don't go in that narrative, because Bewley's going to win every time.
Well, good question for you here, Cup. In the old
Is
chat.
it? What is it?
Yep. Emma's most recent comment.
Oh, I'll put it up then. Says, what GP would you recommend going to outside of the 2 indoor ones as there was already been to? Again, you've already hit the nail on the head. I think Warsaw, if you want to travel to the continent, Warsaw's good, because if you like to go out on the piss, Warsaw is, you can go into the city centre of Warsaw and get a beer for as little as 80p. Warsaw's a great city. And I'll tell you something, is regarding feeling safe, if you're traveling abroad for the first time or you're new to traveling, Warsaw is one of the safest cities you could ever be in. I've never felt safer in any capital city than I have in Warsaw, ever. Loads of police presence. Mate, brilliant. Joe, Warsaw's the only capital city in Europe that's never had a terrorist attack.
I did not know that.
Fact for you, yeah. Warsaw is the only capital city in Europe that's not had a terrorist attack since 1945.
Yeah. I think
so. Yeah. When you walk down the street in Warsaw, you feel safe as you like. And one thing it is we're getting a bit political here, but if you piss about in Warsaw, the police will give you a slap. If you behave yourself and you're respectful, you'll have an amazing time. Brilliant city, Warsaw. After that, I would say it depends what you're going for, Emma. Are you going for watching great racing, or are you going for a brilliant weekend? It's like a resort, how easy it is to get to. It all depends what you really care about. But yeah, stick in the comment section. Are you going for great racing, to enjoy yourself for the weekend? Are you comfortable hiring a car and all this sort of larks? Let us know.
Yeah. So for me, that obviously I've not been yet, but the one I want to go to that's not a stadium is Prague. But that's just because I want to go to the city. So yeah, like I said, like Carl said, it just depends what you kind of want to. Because I know Prague isn't the best racing. Or some people don't think it is. I quite like the Marquetta. So what, guys? It's heat number 14.
Sheffield on a 5-1 again. Edwards beating Ben Cook.
Yeah, and
Lindsay at the back.
Pickering's in the dirt and the time of life. It's Vulas at the back. But
yeah,
Pickering,
Ben Cook's having
picture frame.
Ben Cook's having on Edwards, but he can't quite get him. Ben Cook, Jason Edwards is clamping him down.
Yeah. Will Ben Cook now opt to go on the outside line for the last lap? Edwards has read it though beautifully.
And Jason Edwards, if he's smart, is going to lean over. Perfect. Really, really defensive line from Jason Edwards. And
good from Edwards. It's been another 5-1.
One nicest blokes to Speedway. Everyone at Paul takes a piss at me for saying that. But Jason Edwards is one of the nicest fellas you could ever meet. Puts us on 53 to 31. Emma has commented again. Thank you, Emma, for keeping the comments. The more comments we get, the easier it is for us to chat. So, and everyone's welcome. Emma says, ease of travel and a good weekend. Prague's good. Probably the most beautiful city in Europe for to look at. I think Prague is maybe the most beautiful city in Europe. I think it's a cleaner, nicer, more historic Amsterdam. Prague's excellent. Easy to get to. Again, you land in Prague and you can just Uber to the city. So Prague's a good one. Riga's similar. Riga, Latvia is amazing. I think Riga is very similar to Prague. Not the best racing, but amazing city. People are lovely. Feel safe, even though it is awfully close to, the Russian border. But Riga's cool.
Yep.
Who else we got in here? Kingdo?
You got Tom, and he says, I think the racing in Prague has improved over the last years. I'd agree. I love the Marquette Stadium. It's one of my favourite GP venues for racing. And I know
it's your
people are gonna
birthday.
No,
It's always on your birthday
it's nothing to do
weekend.
with that. It's always, that has nothing to do with that. It's to do with the fact that, like I said, when you get a track where you don't see very much overtaking, when you see an incredible overtake, to me that just makes it better. And when you see a really cool overtake at Prague, it's
Well, I
top
think
tier.
2023
Yeah.
Prague was probably the best Grand Prix of the year.
Yeah, and if you're a big Martin Vasilek fan, he's done 3 wins back to back, so he's pretty handy around there.
He turns on when
no,
it's
Prague.
needed.
Didn't you say it was like his home Grand Prix? It's the one closest to Slovakia.
Yeah. So it's in. Obviously, it used to be Czechoslovakia, didn't it? It used to be one country, and now it's the Czech Republic and Czechoslovakia. So they split them. So it's pretty much when they were one country, it was his home Grand Prix. But they've changed it now. Since the old communist days.
Politics.
But Prague, Riga. There's not one this year that I wouldn't advise against. Last year, I would have said avoid Teterov. It's in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. It's 4.5 hours from anything. It's a nightmare. Track shite. Hotels expensive. It's that part of Germany. I hate to be that guy who says they don't speak a lot of English, but they don't. It's not really ready for tourism. Teterov area isn't. Whereas if you're an English-speaking traveller, in the capital cities, they are more prone to speaking other languages, whether you be English, German, Italian. There's a lot more of it if you're there.
What's like is it Munich, the one that's the closest?
You can go to Munich or Hamburg or Berlin. No, Berlin or Hamburg for Teterov.
Munich was this year, wasn't it? Munich was this year.
I actually put a post up about how to get to Teterov, and Brady Kurtz actually inboxed me saying, avoid that shithole. So I think he thought I was just going there just to watch the Grand Prix. But no, I was actually going there to work. So
also fair play to the fans at Melilla this year, because they were in the blistering rain and they stuck around. So
and I think the numbers were down on last year because of the rain.
Crazy. Also, it was a different time of year, wasn't it? Like they flipped when Melilla was this year. It was a bit earlier. It was a bit earlier, so I think that might not have helped. But fair play to the crowd that did stay, because they were. It obviously wasn't 100% nailed on. We were going to get some racing, and they stuck. A lot of them stuck through it, and I think that was really good to see for the sport. Actually,
Tom, what is this regarding, by the way? 10 points within 6+1 for Kurtz.
I think that means in terms of rider replacement, who scored what for each rider in that position.
Oh, okay.
Would be my guess.
So, I see.
Yeah.
Yes, he said points.
10 for Woofy is probably bang on. 6+1 for Kurtz. A bit under. I think it tells the story of the night. I think that is actually a really good metric. It tells the story of the night.
Tom, that's some good Speedway knowledge coming out of you, mate.
Yeah, they needed you in the maths room at Cardiff.
They did.
You would have been able to sort it right out, mate. You would have been on it straight away. But yeah, no, I think it's ridiculous. As well, people are looking forward to next season for the Grand Prix as well. Like, there's a big boost around the Grand Prix Speedway this year. I think it's been, and that's down to Discovery doing such a good job. People are already excited for next year and where they can go and where they can travel to, because it's not felt like that in a long time for Grand Prix, and it's just good to see. It was really nice as well.
Wild score to Sheffield that somebody predicted, by the way. Just trying to find it. 51-39. Even that's gone out the window now. So breaking news, Kingo. Yep. Nobody's winning a Dishmatic.
Gutted.
There are heartbreaking scenes on the stream. We're here now for the riders of Heat 15. Who do you reckon, Kingo?
I would say for BELLE VUE, Bewley and Ben Cook. And I'd go Sheffield. I'd go Holder just for the symmetry.
Cool. Well, let's see how close we are. They're talking about Lemon now. Anyone else predictions for riders? Is it the rule that you have to have either 1, 3, 5 or
They
one of
changed
the
it
two?
this year. You can pick who you want this year.
You can pick who you
You
want.
can pick who you want. You can pick who you want. You can pick a reserve if you really want to
To be
this year.
fair though, if you've got a number one who wants to get his payday, and you pick a reserve, he might get a bit pissed off, money.
Yeah, I think it really depends on the if especially if you're the home team, I think if a big rider wants to ride, you probably let them in. I think if you're the away manager, you might have a bit more push to go. You're not going this one, mate. But I think for example, if Wolfenden and Jack Holder want to ride in the final heat, and Stu's like, no, we're not doing it. I don't think that would happen.
Yeah, agree.
I just think you give the crowd what they want.
White in gate 1 and Dan Bewley in yellow off gate 3.
Yes, you're right.
Ben Cook off 1 in white and Dan Bewley of 3 in yellow. They're going to steady now. He's got his gillet on.
Love a good gilet.
Gilet. For you the guys that don't know Wiltshire talk.
Yeah, you've got a nice gilet actually, haven't you, from the Speedway Grand Prix? I'm very jealous.
I do.
But no. Actually, Millie with the positivity for the riders. I'll tell you what, they put a shift in tonight.
Mills, if you want to come through and come and help on the last heat, you're more than welcome to. I know she wants.
The stream's always better with you on it, Millie. So yeah, come in and chat to us. Oh, there you go. We get to see the pictures from Birmingham winning. I'm actually buzzing for them. I'm not. This isn't even like us one. I'm actually massively buzzing for them. A new team in the Premiership, who haven't had the easiest of routes, and that they've won in the last. But it gives them hope for the future. So come on, fingers crossed. Oh God, Zach Cook on the pictures right now as well though. Is going around the boards. Oh, what a move from Zach Cook. Love it.
I love the way Zach Cook stands up when he does a wheelie as well. It looks sick.
Yeah, that's a lot of practice.
Emma says Ben Cook is too good for Championship Speedway next year. Maybe. But you could say Lawson's better or Brennan.
Yeah, Brennan.
But, I mean, he's going so well in Poland, I'd imagine he moves on. I hope we keep Brennan and Lawson, though.
You hope we keep two of them.
If we're only in one rider over 8 points, which is rumoured as well, I would keep Brennan. If we had a choice.
By the way, we were I think 100% right on the picks. By the way, and that's Howarth. Is that Howarth? That is Howarth.
Would you like to describe what's going on in helmet colours? So who's in white, Mills?
Ben Cook.
And in red?
Chris Holder.
And in yellow?
Dan Bewley.
And in blue?
Kyle. I didn't
Howarth.
see the next bit.
So I want you to do now, Mills, is I want you to commentate of what's going on. You don't have to know their names, just do their helmet colours of what's going on. You've got to describe it. Remember, the people who are watching the stream might not be watching the meeting, so you've got to be able to tell them what's going on
in enough detail.
In enough detail, and you can't say, "Oh, look at that," because they can't see it.
Yeah.
So, maybe the youngest Speedway pundit commentator on planet Earth is about to have a go.
So they're all just kind of just talking to each other about probably like the race that's about to start. And everyone's just kind of putting their tracks in the mud and stuff for the bikes to be able to have a sturdy enough
You guessing?
like shoot to
Right. It's a good guess. They're gardening, which gives they pack the mud down so the bike can grip, the back tire can grip, rather than spinning.
That's it.
That's it, is it? Good job you knew, wasn't it? Good job you knew.
Get her in the Eurosport team next year. Viewership would go up instantly. Steady's having a good laugh.
They're using the song I used for the finale of the presentation at the Grand Prix for the build-up.
Okay, they're about to go.
They're ready, Mills?
Yep.
Oh!
No! Oh no! Yellow got stuck under the net.
The tapes.
Oh no!
I think Howarth moved though. I think that was the rider that moved was Howarth.
But if it catches your peak, you are excluded. So Howarth moves, I think.
Yeah. Oh,
Are they both out for that?
It's whoever touched first, isn't it? I think that's the rule. I don't think two can go, can they? I think it's whoever touches first.
Well, who's picked that touch first then?
Blue.
Howarth.
Yeah, half out.
Yeah.
So were they playing Hyperia for Heat 15?
No, it was
Oh.
what I use. It's a song called first. It's called Victory by. Fucking hell, I forgot myself now. It's called Victory by Two Steps from Hell.
Yeah, are they going to run Howarth off 15?
It's a shame that Howarth to end his night that way. It looks as if he might.
Can you put reserve in?
Reserve it. Yeah, you must be able to, surely. It's very rare, obviously, in 15 you get a tapes touch, but I'm sure that you can. Watch me be wrong, though. But Jason Edwards in 15 off gate 4. Get a win, son. That's a bit Joe Thompson.
What have they packed their bikes up there?
That is interesting. Yeah, run them off 15.
That wasn't really their fault, though, what happened, though.
Goodbye, Michelle. Lovely to see you. And
Yeah, good to see you, Michelle.
And we'll see you.
You also kind of did the outro as well. See you in the next one. Hey.
Do the GP Wildcards get to pick a winning song? They don't. I asked Adam Ellis in 2022. I knew Tom Brennan's from Poole this year, and I knew Steve Worrell's. Steve Worrell never actually gave me a winning song, but I picked his for Poole and used Steve Worrell's in 23 and Tom Brennan's in 24.
So they're going to switch out the riders then?
Bye, Michelle. Good to see you always.
Edward's coming out.
God, Jason. I love this film. What a moment.
I'm guessing the point of actually going for it still in this heat, even though they've won it, is for the for and against points, isn't it?
Yeah, I think as well. Obviously, like you say, it's the pay packet. I think realistically, if you're Simon Stead, you're trying to get as many points as you can, like you say, for the for and against. So you would rather run a reserve than Howarth off 15. As manager, you've got more
money
chance
out, even though they've already won the meeting and aggregate point.
Yeah, because you still want the for and against points, didn't you?
Yeah, that's what I said. You argue against that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Argumentative.
No, I didn't argue. I didn't argue it. I agreed with you. I agreed with you. I agreed with you. I like how your go-to is the actually sound. But yeah. No, I think overall, especially if you get top and Ipswich can't win any more meetings, they stick fourth. Winning it for the other three teams could be massive. It's surely Ipswich is the team that you want to go against.
So I'm guessing Edwards had to get his bike out the back of the old van there, Mush.
So what's the twin?
Maybe
Neither of them are Paul Pirates, you twat. Oh, she's an idiot.
Sorry.
Right, helmet colours.
Oh.
Ready? Tell me what's going on.
Okay. Let's go. They're going. White. No, red now.
Oh.
Yep, red did a fair catch up there. Oh, wow. So red's definitely in the lead. Blue's last right now. They've done the first heat.
First lap
of the whatever heat. Going round. Nothing's really changed, honestly. All in the same order, and they've done the second lap.
Bewley in second, chasing Jack Holder, by the way. Widened the boards. Chris Holder, sorry.
Yeah, they both run the boards.
Oh,
He's mental.
And
it's looking good for Chris Holder to get a W.
Red in first place, yellow in second place, white third, and blue fourth.
That's the way it's going to stay, is it, Mills?
Oh, yeah. Oh, he did a wheelie.
Right, Chris Holder in first, Dan Bewley in second. In third place.
Ben Cook third. Ben Cook.
At last was Jason Edwards. May as well have kept Carl in there. Mills, we're not going to say goodbye yet because me and King will stay on, but do you want to say bye to everyone?
Yeah, bye, guys. Wait, can I come back to the outro?
You can at the end.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Wow.
There you go. Top tier. I tell you what, mate. She put us to shame there. That was still more coherent than what comes out
She
of
thought
our
it was cool. She thought that a lap was a heat. She thought wasn't great.
mouth. Harsh critic. Harsh critic.
Oh, you gotta be. You are welcome, Mills. Anyway, that's the score.
That's the score. That's the stream.
3 all apiece. So it finished 56 to Sheffield and 34 to Belle Vue. Did you get it right? Did anyone guess it? 'Cause if you did, you didn't put it in the chat.
Yeah, and
Did
you
you?
didn't get a Dishmatic.
You didn't get Dishmatic.
You missed out on the Dishmatic.
Thank you, guys.
and
Thank you,
that's
everyone, for
amazing.
joining us. We've pretty much held double figures the whole time this time for the first time ever, I believe, and held it more around the 15 mark, which is some people might think that's awful. But in our first stream, we peaked at about 3 and held 1. And this is 3 months. No, the live stream was 2 months ago. So we're growing. We're going to do good watch hours on here. Anything from you, Kingo, before we sign off?
Just cheers for everyone getting involved in the chat. Obviously, some meetings are busy than others, but you guys that have stuck around, especially people like Tom and Emma that have come up with topics to talk about as well, is really important. So massive thank you to you guys. And we'll be back soon with more watch parties, videos, that sort of thing. So just keep staying tuned.
Thank you for joining us, like I said, for the whole time. Everyone in the comment section has been really rife tonight, which makes it good fun. We can all just chat away, talk bollocks, talk Grand Prix, talk rules, regulations, the future, anything. It's just a place for us all to chat and have fun. And I hope you guys are enjoying it. And there's loads of regulars in here that we have: Tom, Emma, Tanya, and regulars Pink Tuck. There's quite a few regular people that come back for the watch parties, and I really hope you're enjoying it and I hope you've had fun. Anyway, we're going to have to say goodbye and sayonara to you, but we're going to do it in true Raw Speedway fashion. And I'm going to click the button to end the stream, Kingo, because I know it's a bit awkward. I'm going to bring her back in because she wants to do it, because she knows what we say.
Yeah.
And I said, thank you all for joining. Kingo, what do you say thanks as well?
Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, see you in the next one.
The fuck are you doing?
I just said the outro, haven't I?
Shut your mouth. Stay in your lane, Kingdom.
I didn't mean to do that.
That's why we brought her in.
I fucked
Thank you so much for
it.
joining us. And as we've got some videos coming this week, I'm going to stay on the streaming app with Kingdo to talk about the videos going on this week, because I've got quite a few in the making. But you know the score. I'll see you guys
In the next one.
Bye.